Hello, hello. Why am I hearing static? What's going on here? Probably my 99-cent store headphones over here from Delta Airlines. That could be the reason, Liana. All right. You know what? I am going to... I actually came prepared one time for a live here. Let's see. How do I do this? Why did they change all the buttons? Share screen. Let's see. See if anybody hops in. Hey, Casey. How you doing, girl? Long time no see. Long time no see. How's it going? Oh, my goodness. Screen. Oh, sharing. I can't see right now. I don't know what is going on with my eyeballs. But I feel like if I am doing something where I'm kind of straining my eyes lately, my vision's been blurry. Even when I take my glasses off. I mean, even when I put my glasses on, even when they're on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like hormonal thing or what, but hello. Welcome in, everybody. Moonchild, Pink, Crystal Longchevy. Hey, Big Heck. Long time no see. What's up, Rhonda? So, did you guys watch the, Brian Kohberger sentencing? Oh my God, it was so sad. It was so sad. I felt so emotional watching this shit all day. That guy is, dude, he's disgusting. I mean, not one emotion emoted from this man, and I don't want to hear the bullshit story that he has Asperger's or autism, because I know people with autism that have emotions. There's no, I don't know. It was really fucking sad. But I wanted to play Kaylee's sister's thing because I felt like hers was the best. Because, you know, you're like, God, you can't, it's hard to imagine yourself in these people's shoes, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. You know, I've seen other court cases where they've had victim impact statements read, but not for 4 different people. So you're dealing with 4 different families with all different personalities, and every family approached it differently. It was kind of interesting in that sense, because some of the families just talked about memories about their family, right? And member, you know, who passed, and some of them talked about, you know, their lives. The 2 roommates, that was heartbreaking. The 2 surviving roommates. I give the girl Dylan credit for showing up, actually. The other girl had an attorney read her statement. And even the attorneys that were reading people's statements, hey, Alicia. Oh, by the way, Alicia, I meant to text you last night. I was watching your live, but I was just like not chatting because I was like so tired. But I listened to your whole live last night. But it was just so, it was like so crazy. So the Gonsalves, I always say their name wrong, so forgive me. Gonsalves, is it? Family, I feel like took the approach that I felt like if I were in their shoes, I would have taken the same approach, because I would not have given that fucking piece of shit, Brian Kohberger, the satisfaction of knowing how he affected my life. You know? I mean, it was compelling to hear the roommate's testimony about how her life has been affected, both of them, since this tragedy. They both said they're sleeping in their parents' rooms. You're talking 20-something-year-old women who are terrified, okay, of something like this happening, probably dealing with PTSD, probably dealing with, you know, survivor's guilt. They got attacked online by people. I cannot imagine what these girls are going through. You know, they had no idea that this fucking guy was in their house. I was, what was I watching the other day? I was listening to something, and they were talking about, you know, the girl Dylan, and she was saying that she, like, thought it was like a fireman at first. Like, she didn't know what the fuck she was seeing, and she thought people were playing a prank on her, and she even kind of said that today, and I just, like, it's so hard to even imagine what that's like. But I want to play Kaylee's sister, Olivia, she sounded, I swear to God, because I was like kind of doing something, so I wasn't really watching, I was listening, and I felt like she sounded like Tiffany. It was the weirdest thing. Her voice is very similar, and the way she talks, but hold on a second. Let me just share this. Hers was the best, I think, because she like pre-wrote it. Some people, might not think so, but I thought it was really good. And look at this fucking piece of shit. I had my phone zoomed into his face the whole time. So, hold on. Let's see if we could, here she comes.
Hello, I'd like to start by thanking the court for allowing me the time and opportunity to speak today. My name is Olivia, and I'm the big sister of Kaylee Gonzalez, and I was blessed to love Madison Mogan as a sister too.
I didn't see his parents in the courtroom. I don't know if they were in there.
I'm not here today to speak in grief. I'm here to speak in truth. Because the truth is, my
Tell me she doesn't sound like Tiffany. It's so weird.
sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, or to silence. They were two pieces of a whole, the perfect yin and yang.
Just look at him. He just, the whole time, he just sat there like that. The Parkland shooter, he also was supposedly had autism, right? Amongst other, disorders that they had diagnosed him with. But like whether it was an act or not, because a lot of people are like, oh, he's acting. Either way, I mean, he was showing emotion, covering his ears, during certain parts of the trial. Even during his interrogation, like this guy is, I think this is part of his whole image. Like I think he got joy out of today. I really fucking think this man enjoyed what happened today. I really do. I think he fucking enjoyed knowing that he caused all this pain in these people's fucking lives. I really do. That's why, to me, I would have never gave him the satisfaction of letting him know how he affected my life. So I feel like what she did was the best way to handle it.
They are everything that you could never be. Loved, accepted, vibrant, accomplished, brave, and powerful. Because the truth about Kaylee and Maddie is they would have been kind to you.
I wish they would have showed the speaker's face better.
If you had approached them in their everyday lives, they would have given you directions, thanked you for the compliment, or awkwardly giggled to make your own words less uncomfortable for you. In a world that rejected you, they would have shown mercy.
He sucks, beyond sucks.
Because the truth is, I'm angry. Every day I'm angry. I'm left shouting at the inside of my own head everything I wish I could say to you. The truth about me is when I heard the news, I didn't cry. I listened for them. I promised them I would, that I would fight for them, that I would show up no matter what it cost me. I swore I'd never let them feel alone. Because you see, I've always been their heavyweight. I've always been the one to fight the battles they didn't feel ready to fight themselves. All it ever took was a call.
This attorney, I don't know, she just has this like smug look on her face. It's very odd.
And they knew I would handle it for them, no matter the time, no matter the cost. They could wave their white flag because they knew
I didn't even realize this while I was watching. I didn't realize they were facing him. It was so hard to see on the phone because it's small. So he's looking at them. I'm trying to situate the courtroom, and now I can see that she's facing him, and he's looking at her, just with this deadpan look in his eyes.
I would never back down, not for them. And not even death could change that.
Ugh, he's so creepy.
Somewhere along the line, I started to think about what I would say to them if I was given just one last chance. If I could gather enough heartbreak or love or sacrifice or whatever it took to get just one message across, what would I say? Throughout this entire process, I've written my feelings down at every moment, my wishes, my love, my denial, my anger. And as one final act of love, I'd planned to read these thoughts, even jarring and discombobulating and not even making sense. Because for me, that was true love.
Look at him settling back in the chair like, oh, he's such a piece of shit. He's so gross.
And as naked as it could be.
Look how pale white he is. That's how he's going to stay for the rest of his fucking life. Pale, white, and pasty looking. Like a fucking, he looks like a fucking vulture. You know what I'm saying? He's like a human vulture. That's what he looks like one. His posture is like one. And he is one. Ugh, I fucking hate this guy. I don't even know this motherfucker, but this was just such a senseless fucking crime. I mean, when you really just sit up and think about it, there's no motive. We don't know what the motive was, but like, how fucking senseless to do this. Why? Just because you wanted to fulfill some fantasy you had or whatever it was? Why? Just fucking why? For what? But I think I literally think he enjoyed this today. I really do. I think he enjoyed hearing all of this, that he caused all this pain to these people.
Based in pretty words or dressed for the occasion, but written through bleary eyes at 2 a.m. with clenched fists, angry at this reality. My true final act of love was to continue on without them, for them.
And I love that he had to sit in his fucking orange jumpsuit. Every other time he came in court, he had his nice, you know, tailored suit on or whatever. And he's in, now you're a fucking prisoner.
That dream to read aloud my love to them.
You'll never wear normal clothes again, you fucking piece of shit.
Meaning through pain was the latest blow.
Yeah, he totally got off on it.
Realizing you don't deserve it. And Kaylee and Maddie don't need it. Kaylee and Maddie have always known my love, and they would never ask me to prove it by further victimizing myself to a defendant who has shown no guilt, no remorse, no apprehension. They would say to me, why would you give the satisfaction of showing vulnerability now? You promised you would.
Studies suggest that enhanced pink eyebrow ridge size can unconsciously influence initial impressions and perceived traits like dominance and aggression. Interesting.
Would never back down.
His eyes are so creepy. I don't know. I always look at people's eyes. Like, I feel like that's the first thing I notice about people. And his are just, they're sunken in, you know. Well, like you said, he's got that prominent ridge on his head, right? But they're just very dead looking.
And for that clarity, I'm thankful. I won't stand here and give you what you want. I won't offer you tears. I won't offer you trembling. Disappointments like you thrive on pain, on fear, and on the illusion of power.
Yep.
And I won't feed your beast. Instead, I will call you what you are. Sociopath, psychopath, murderer.
I think he enjoys hearing that. I do.
I will ask the question.
I think he's fucking proud of that. Those labels. I really do.
That reverberate violence.
This guy's a fucking nobody, right? He was a fucking nobody. Everybody ignored him. He was a social fucking outcast, okay, basically. Just like many of these people that commit these kind of crimes that they're just angry at society, you know, instead of trying to fit in and find a way to assimilate into, you know, wherever you are, school, or some type of social group, right, where you could have friends, you do this because this is the only way they could get recognition. This is the only fucking way this guy could get recognition in life. And I think he's fully enjoying being this notorious murderer who is known as a psychopath. People are scared of him. He's fucking gross.
Violently in my own head, so loudly that I can't think straight most any day. Some of these might be familiar, so sit up straight when I talk to you.
Ha! I love that part. She's like, sit up straight when I talk to you. He didn't move.
How was your life right before you murdered my sisters? Did you prepare for the crime before leaving your apartment? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this time. Why did you choose my sisters? Before making your move, did you approach my sisters?
Look, it's just so interesting to watch his very subtle body language. I know there's going to be tons of videos on this, body language analysis. Although he doesn't show much, there's still subtle little signs that he's showing, like little swallows, and you can see his chest kind of moving when he's taking a deep breath, like he's trying to hold his composure, and it's obvious, but you could see the rage inside. You could see it.
Detail what you were thinking and feeling. Before leaving their home, is there anything else you did? How does it feel to know the only thing you failed more miserably at than being a murderer is trying to be a rapper? Did you recently start shaving or manually pulling out your eyebrows? Why November 13th? Did you truly?
Actually, I think there's an answer for that. And I think it had something to do with Roger Elliott. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard this on, I think it was on Ashley Banfield was actually talking about this. There was a lot of similarities between him and Roger Elliott. I don't know if it was like the dates were the same or something with the number 13, and then I don't know. I forget exactly what it was, but there was a reason, right, where there was some type of connection. Is that the guy's name? Elliot Roger, right? The guy that, like, another fucking loser incel.
Truly think your Amazon purchase was untraceable because you used a gift card? How do you find it enjoyable to stargaze with such a severe case of visual snow? Where is the murder weapon? The clothes you wore that night? What did you bring into the house with you?
Somebody had said, and I forgot where I heard this. I was watching this, that Dylan, I believe, saw him, and it looked like he was carrying what she said what looked like a vacuum or something, a small vacuum, on the way out. And I'm wondering did he take something from the house? Did he have a bag with him? Because Kaylee's dad, I believe it was, also said that there was something else used. Okay, so she didn't just get stabbed with the knife. There was some other type of weapon or something used that she was hurt with. So I wonder what it was that he was carrying. I believe Maddie's sister is a psychologist. Is she? She's very well spoken.
What was the second weapon you used on Kaylee? What were Kaylee's last words? Please describe in detail the level of anxiety you must have felt when you heard the Bearcat pull up to your family home on December 30th, 2022. Which do you regret more? Returning to the crime scene 5 hours later, or never, ever going back to Moscow, not even once, after stalking them there for months? If you were really smart.
This is the only time I noticed throughout the whole thing that he was blinking his eyes, actually. His blink rate goes up substantially because if like I said, I had him zoomed in and I was kind of doing something, but I had the phone zoomed in. So I kept, stopping and looking at the phone. And I noticed he goes extremely long periods of times without, blinking his eyes, which I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? But
do you think you'd be here right now? What's it like needing this much attention just to feel real? You're terrified of being ordinary, aren't you? Do you feel anything at all? Or are you exactly what you always feared? Nothing. If you're so powerful, then why are you still hiding, defendant? You see, I'm here today as me. But who are you? Let's try to take off your mask and see. You didn't create devastation. You revealed it in yourself. And that darkness you carry, that emptiness, you'll sit with it long after this is over. That is your sentence. And it was written on the wall long before you ever pled guilty. You didn't win. You just exposed yourself as the coward you are. You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser who thought you were so much smarter than everybody else.
Look at him. He's doing that swallow. That fucking he's getting so angry. He's getting so angry.
Constantly scolding, turning your nose up to grammar mistakes, nitpicking and criticizing others. You wanted so badly to be different, to be special, to be better, to be deep, to be mysterious. You found yourself thinking you were better than everyone else, and you thought you could figure out the human psyche and see through it, all while tweaked out on heroin.
Oh, she fucking went there. She went there.
Lurking in the shadows made you feel powerful because no one ever paid you any attention in the light. You thought you were exceptional, all because of a grade on a paper. You thought you were elite because your online IQ test from 2010 told you so.
Oh my God.
All of that effort just to seem important. It's desperate. There is a name for your condition, though. Your inflated ego just didn't allow you to see it. Wannabe. You act like no one could ever understand your mind, but the truth is you're basic. You're a textbook case of insecurity disguised as control. Your patterns are predictable. Your motives are shallow. You are not profound. You're pathetic. You aren't special or deep, not mysterious or exceptional. Don't ever get it twisted again. No one is scared of you today. No one is intimidated by you. No one is impressed by you. No one thinks that you are important. You orchestrated this like you thought you were God. Now look at you, begging a courtroom for scraps. You spent months preparing, and still all it took was my sister in a sheath. You work so hard to seem dangerous, but real control doesn't have to prove itself.
What the hell?
The truth is, the scariest part about you is how painfully average you turned out to be. The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow, sloppy, weak, dirty. Let me be very clear. Don't ever try to convince yourself you mattered just because someone finally said your name out loud. I see through you. You want the truth?
I think she purposely did this as like a psychological game because he clearly has a hate for women and especially attractive women because he's always been rejected. And I feel like she's purposely being that woman, you know what I'm saying? And putting him down in that way, in the way that he probably feels inside. It's pretty good.
Here's the one you'll hate the most. If you hadn't attacked them in their sleep, in the middle of the night, like a pedophile, Kaylee would have kicked your fucking ass. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was great. At first, I was like, wait a second, why'd she say pedophile? And then I realized, I was like, oh, because, you know, that's what they do. They would sneak into children's rooms, right, at the nighttime while they're sleeping. And I'm like, oh, I love that she said she would have kicked her his fucking ass. Because she probably would have. Because, you know, when you're not attacking people while they're fucking asleep, somebody like this guy probably ain't that strong. You know? Probably isn't that fucking strong of a man. Fucking loser. He's disgusting. I mean, he sat like this the whole fucking time. The whole fucking time. It's just so sad. I just wanted to play that because I thought she did a great job. I was like, you know, most of the families that came before, they were just kind of like doing the, you know, the normal, you know, victim impact statements. But I felt like, you know, I would have wanted to go through him. Go for him the same way she did. Go for his fucking ego that he, you know, that he has. So, because that one probably out of all of them probably affected him the most, I think. The other ones, I think he enjoyed. I think he liked knowing that he fucking ruined all these happy people's lives. Because you know how they say misery loves company. So, he's miserable. He wants everybody else to be miserable too. That's how it is. Speaking of miserable people, hold on. It was just so sad. I mean, I was like choked up the whole time I was watching that because, you know, I don't know, as a parent, I think you hear these stories when you're younger, but then when you get older, and which girl was it that was an only child, you know? I only have one kid, and I'm feeling for those parents because I'm like, that's it. That's your only kid. Not that, you know, if you have another kid and you lose one, it doesn't hurt. I'm just saying, like, when you have your just one kid and then you lose your one kid, like, it's just devastating. I can't even imagine, you know, and I could relate with that because I only have one son and, you know, he's my everything. He's all I have. And if anything ever happened to him, I wouldn't even have a reason to be here anymore. Like, why even live? So sad. So sad. So yeah, so that was that. But hold on. Speaking of evil, I gotta read this. This was well, I may have to read more than one. Hold on a second. Let me just pull this up. Nothing will happen to him. No, he's going to be in protective custody and he's going to, you know, be, I believe he's going to be in some type of like solitary confinement. So he's not really going to have such a great life. To be honest, if I was him, I would have rather taken my chances, went through the trial and, you know, got a death sentence, because to me personally, I feel like a life sentence is way worse, especially, you know, yeah, if you're like 70 years old and you get a life sentence, okay, but you know, when you're in your 20s and you get a life sentence, people in jail, they you know, they tend to live longer than people because they're eating very bland diets. You know, they're not smoking, they're not drinking, they're not using drugs. You know, so they tend to live longer. They exercise a lot because they got nothing else to do. So a lot of them, you know, tend to work out and whatnot. So I know, I do hope he goes to Gen Pop at some point in time. I do think he's going to be studied. And I love how he said he respectfully declines to say anything. I'm like, your respect is out the fucking window, you piece of shit. You didn't show one bit of emotion. Not one. No remorse. No, I'm sorry. No, nothing. Just nothing. Ugh, what a piece of shit. Well, speaking of pieces of shit, I'm so proud of Zav and his mom. She came a long way since this happened, and she looks great. Yeah, you know, was she an addict or something? I remember hearing that, you know, I didn't, at the beginning of this case, I didn't follow it too, you know, closely, but I remember hearing that at some point in time. I'm glad that the, you know, Gonzalez, I can never say it, Steve Gonzalez and the family went, because he was heated a couple of weeks ago when they, you know, first brought up this whole thing. I watched a couple of interviews with him and he was so angry, and I felt bad, you know, because I was like, grief, you know, we've all been there at some point in time, right? But like, there's so many different stages, and he seems stuck in the anger phase, and that's like the worst part of it. And I felt really sorry for him, but he was kind of saying that he wasn't going to go. I remember he walked out of the courtroom, so I'm glad, you know, whoever he talked to or whatever happened, he, you know, decided to come, and he decided to speak, and his family was there, because I'm like, if you wouldn't take this opportunity, like, this is your last opportunity to speak to this guy, you know, and say what you have to say to him. And then after that, you know, you're never going to have this opportunity again. So, I'm so glad he went, you know, and I feel like it was good for their closure, and hopefully, you know, they could start healing now. I don't know how you heal from something like this. I don't know how your family goes on. I don't know. But hey, Anastasia. So speaking of shitbags, oh, there's another one. Oh my God, dude. She's just been posting off the fucking, a lot of posts, Laura. I didn't see this one. Did I? Oh. All right, ready? I don't really know what she's talking about here, but just listen to this, okay? She says, for all the absolutely, completely, and literal morons from the hive who are making themselves look like the fools they are, let me make this clear as day. I don't give a fuck about QB getting attention. Did you see her disgusting lie about my kids? Nah, you probably overlooked that one like every other lie she has told on me. I don't know what... Does anybody know what the fuck she's talking about? Anybody? Anybody? I don't lie about her. I tell the truth. Her audience is... This is so funny. Her audience is 10 times the size of mine. So when she puts her lies out there to a much larger audience, that makes her 10 times more responsible for her lies. Like, okay, Laura. And I didn't post it here because why would I spread her lie any further? It's around though, so maybe you should look to see her lies on me before you try and cone over here sticking up for your low-life leader. Kashmir, sit the fuck down. You are the biggest wannabe. So if QB stopped lying, maybe y'all would see how she plays you all for fools, and y'all sit there like... What? Wait. So, all right, hold on. I gotta try reading this, like, not in a dramatic voice. Hold on, wait. The last live, it was said about the shower incident. I didn't hear any lies. Oh! Oh my God, dude. Anyway, but I have to reread that one. That doesn't make any sense. So if QB stopped lying, maybe y'all would see how she plays you all for fools, and y'all sit there like what? like what? Oh, lie to us more. Oh, all right. I guess for some reason she started a new sentence. Oh, lie to us more, oh leader. That wasn't even the mean one. She writes one to Wendy V. Oh my god. Hey V Cheese, stop making me laugh with your drunk butch ass. Don't worry about my chat, bish. It doesn't concern you. It's actually growing great. I'm like, okay. Quality over quantity, but you wouldn't understand that concept. Now, mind you, when I'm reading this, okay, just keep this in mind that she's 54 years old. Okay, just keep that in mind, because this one's really good. We're gonna get to the next one, but so yeah, so you wouldn't understand that. Okay, concept, obviously. I mean, it's evident in who you hang with. Spend your entire life talking about me, bish. Yawn. You have repeated the same crap for years. Don't give two fucks what you play. Lord, do you read this shit after you post it, dude? I mean, like, everybody makes, grammatical errors, obviously, okay? But, like, come on, dude. Come on. I don't care if you like me, don't like me. I will defend my soul against any mofo who attacks me. So right there, she's like, yawn, I don't care, okay, if you talk about me. But in the next sentence, she's like, I will defend myself against any mofo who attacks me. You think you are threatening? Bah ha ha ha, you drunk? I'm like, is that a question, or are you making a statement? Yeah, that's a rhetorical question. What? Laura just learned the word rhetorical the other day. Go drink another one, butch. I don't know if she's actually trying to say butch here, or if she was trying to say bitch and she wrote butch. I don't know. And stop projecting your jealousy of other people's money on me. I'm like, all right, dude, look, you could say a lot of things about Wendy V. I've cracked on her for drinking as well. So, but I mean, I don't even think Wendy V's channel is monetized. I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe she is now. I have no idea. I know she wasn't for a long time. So I'm like, I've never heard her talking about other people's money though. Like I've never heard her. She's not monetized, right? Okay, I didn't think so. That's why I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you talking about, Laura? I've never heard Wendy V mention people's money. I mean, granted, I don't listen to her that much, but, in the past when I have, like, I don't know, she just never mentioned that, and I always thought she wasn't monetized. Fucking weirdos. Yeah. But I'm like, what are you talking about? All right, so I don't give a fuck what QB makes you do, but you do, but you obviously do. And I'm like, no, Laura, you're the one who literally counts her money. You know who her big donators are. You know how much money they give her. I mean, come on. And yeah, it's been a year, and people still can't shut the fuck up. So I guess she's talking about the CPS call there. Because we're almost at the Laura got busted anniversary, It's in, what's today's date? Today's date is the 23rd. I think she was busted on the 24th or the 26th of July last year. So yeah, it's her bust anniversary. You fucking idiot. And I'm so, you know what, Laura? I might go live that day and we'll do like a little like year in review of Laura's life and how great it's been for you in the last year. So great. Anyway, it's been a year. I read that. All right. Now I understand Molly's gone and Tiffers is gone, and you and crew are such miserable losers. You have to have someone to go after. Meanwhile, Laura doesn't realize that the only reason that Wendy V is even talking about her is because Laura keeps saying horrible shit to her friend. So that's why. Anyway, but she doesn't go after subscribers, right? Sorry, drunk. It ain't gonna be me. But up here, she's like, oh, I don't care if you go after me. Spend your entire life talking about me, bitch. But then here, she's like, oh, you're not gonna go after me. Like, okay. And I choose to be on the outside, as you put it. This community is in that I want no part of, and the ones you like. I don't know what the fuck, dude. Honestly, like, this is the fucking Adderall speaking right here. This community is in that I want no part of, and the ones you like. Like, what? What does that even mean? They are the biggest hypocrites of anyone. Are you too scared to go after the real piece of shit around here? Why, yes, you are. You're a damn joke, V-Cheese. So do what you gotta do, ho. I will continue to keep your drunk ass blocked and away from my happy circle. My happy circle. Where is Laura's happy circle? Could somebody give me the fucking MapQuest directions to that, please? We don't do miserable people. Okay. I look forward to your boring rinse and repeat lives. Wait, I'm sorry. I look forward to your boring rinse and repeat lives that is as big of a joke as you are. Go on a diet and go to AA. And I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't even make sense, Laura. You don't even know if what Wendy V looks like. How would you know if she needs to go on a diet, dude? Like, what? I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Oh my God. You will feel better about yourself and not be such an ugly, miserable snatch muffin. Okay. All right, so this one was really fucking good. Is this the one? Wait, hold on. Oh, no, wait. Maybe it was this one. Oh, no. Wait a second. Oh, maybe it just looked longer on my phone. I thought she wrote a really long one to Queen Bee, but it might just look longer on the phone. Queen Bee, you low-life piece of crap. Bish, at least my kids don't have a loser-ass felon mom who thinks fighting is the norm. Like, what, dude? What? All right, so Laura might not have ever been convicted of an actual felony, but their mom is an admitted, drug addict, cokehead, right? Stripper, who got arrested and spent 30 days in jail. All right, maybe not for a felony, maybe it was on a misdemeanor charge, but like, really, Laura? Like, who has like mugshots all over the internet? Like, really? Like, ugh. And you really do enjoy fighting with people, obviously, okay? I mean, come on, really? When you FOIA my house, you get 0 reports about me or my kids. Okay. Laura look, every family has their dysfunction. I don't know. Laura likes to sit there and act like her life is just so fucking perfect, right? She never had a fight. She never yells at her kids. Meanwhile, we've all heard her yelling at her kids before. Her kids are perfect. Everything's perfect in Laura's house, right? Sure, Dan. Anyway, my children don't watch a mother who is stoned out of their mind 24/7. I have a lot of trouble believing, for this very reason, that Laura was ever a cocaine addict, like she says. First of all, most cokeheads don't call fucking cocaine like she does. She's always like, yes, I did cocaine. And I'm like, yeah, most people that do that shit, they don't call it cocaine. But besides that, she treats weed like it's the fucking devil, dude. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dude. I smoked a shit ton of weed, and like, I don't think people could ever really tell whether I was fucking stoned or not. I mean, it's not that fucking serious. And if you're like an avid smoker who smokes every day like that, it don't hit the same way when you're smoking daily. When you're like a fucking daily weed smoker, you're not like, that stoned. It don't hit you the same way as it does when you first start, smoking weed. So, I mean, she's acting like, when you smoke weed, you're like fucking, I don't know what the fuck she thinks, to be quite honest with you. But, I mean, but somebody who did cocaine, right, and fucked meth heads, the fact that she thinks weed is like this, I don't know, the way she talks about weed is like, you would think weed is heroin in her eyes. And that's why I have trouble believing that she ever, did coke, because like most people look at coke like that's some hardcore shit right there if you're doing that. Weed's like nothing. It's fucking legal in most states at this point. I mean, come on, Laura. But, all right. My ex is not calling the police to ever show bruises on their necks. Didn't she have a domestic? I mean, I could have sworn I heard her talking about that. But no, your ex is only calling, the cops on you because you steal checks from him and write out checks to yourself, right? Okay. My kids are never embarrassed of me. Bullshit! Dude, I call complete bullshit on that. Because guess what? You could be the coolest fucking mom and you're gonna embarrass your kids. Every kid goes through a phase where they're fucking embarrassed of their parents, okay? So, bullshit. I call total bullshit on that, Laura. Bullshit. Bullshit. You were never embarrassed of your parents, like, Mom, go away. Don't, you know? Come on, dude. Stop it. But I mean, if anybody really, you really don't think you've ever embarrassed your fucking kids, Miss CPS caller? Okay. Okay. Jesus. All right. So, this is so fucking weird. Unlike you, and then that's a sentence. Unlike you. Oh, I guess that's, I don't know. I don't know if that's part of this sentence or whatever. My kids don't have to know their mom was in a drug raid. No, but they have to know that their mom was a drug addict who fucked other drug addicts, right? You call your own kid an addict, Laura. I mean, come on. Oh my God. So what? So you weren't in a drug raid. Okay. You know, fucking golf claps. First of all, you know, people's past, people, I know a lot of people that change their lives around and, you know, maybe had, I don't know Queen Bee, I don't know her fucking current life situation or anything that's going on in her home, nor do I fucking really care. But, okay, she might have, you know, hung out and fucking lived that life when she was younger. That doesn't mean that she's still a part of that, Laura. I mean, come on. The fuck, dude. Okay, so people can make mistakes, just like you did, right? And my kids learned how to speak proper English from me and grew up in an upper class neighborhood and went to the best schools. Oh my God. They learn how to speak proper English from you? You, the person who fucking can't speak proper English at all? Okay. How do you know how Queen Bee's children speak, Laura? Seriously. Because I've heard your kid in his room while you're fucking live cursing. I mean, come on, Laura. You're again, just acting like your kids are perfect. Little angels, right? They don't do anything wrong. Give me a fucking break, dude. Stop. Just stop. Oh, my God. And they grew up in an upper-class neighborhood. Laura, you live in a middle-class neighborhood, girl. Hate to let you in one of the fucking poorest states in the fucking country. Like, sorry, it's the truth. I'm not trying to say that to be mean, but that's why you live there, is because it's you looked it up, right? The best state to live in as a single mom, where you could afford a fucking, you know, you pay $1,500 a month for a 4-bedroom house. That's unheard of in any other fucking state, dude. It's unheard of. I mean, are you kidding me? You can't even get a fucking a studio apartment for that in New York anymore. I mean, is she kidding me? Is she fucking kidding me, dude? You don't live in an upper class neighborhood. Laura's acting like she's on the fucking Upper East Side over here in Manhattan. You're in fucking a regular neighborhood, Laura. You're in a regular middle fucking class neighborhood in Alabama, dude. Where it's extremely fucking affordable. I mean, the houses are like, what, $200,000 that for like a huge house? You buy that same house here, it'll be like $2 million in an upper class neighborhood. Oh my God, dude. So you little Oompa Loompa. I mean, does she really think she lives in like that high of a fucking neighborhood? I don't know. So you little Oompa Loompa looking white piece of low life trash. I don't, why do you have to put that she's white in there, Laura? If you ever, and I do mean ever, mention my amazing children again, I promise you I will make Sinner and Joneson look like angels. Ooh, what are you going to do, Laura? What are you going to do? Are you going to call CPS? I am not one of your simps, you psychotic cunt. I have no clue what Amanda Love is. Or any troll account. Yeah. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that? I don't. Lauren knows everything because all she does is sit on the fucking internet all day. I am not one of your simps, you psychotic cunt. Oh, I read that already. I have no clue. Oh, I read that. You are all sick as fuck. A bunch of lying ass drug addicts and wannabe thugs. She's like, dude, you're really making yourself sound like a fucking old lady here. You want to be a victim so desperately, B. And then there's a question mark. Is that a question or what? Keep it up. keep it up. What the fuck is this? Oh my God, dude, I can't. I fucking can't. Laura can't speak or write proper English, lives in a middle-class neighborhood and house she will never own. Yeah, she rents. Kids went to a public school. Yep. Yeah, she acts like they went to, like, private school. You know, her kids are fucking going to private, you know, went to some private school. They went to a fucking public school, dude, in Alabama. Oh my god. It might be one of the, I mean, I don't know what school they went to, nor do I fucking care, but I'm just saying, like, so I don't know what was said about her kids, but holy shit, dude. So here she is. I'll take an apology at any given time. Thanks, Narcos, for having some common sense. And Chainsaw, thank you for admitting it. Meanwhile, Corey retracted her admission. Okay, I don't know if I have a screenshot of it, but she retracted her fucking, you know, admission of being this troll account. I'm like, dude, you are so fucking angry, Laura. Like, seriously, man. This is Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, she is fucking angry. You need to log the fuck off. I mean, stay on here and be angry because it gives everybody content. But damn, girl. I mean, you are fucking over the top angry. It's not even her house she's renting. The flex would be to own a house. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If she actually owned the house, then yeah, she would maybe be able to flex. My kids went like that. Oh my god. I just thought it was funny that she's trying to, like, flex, you know, like, Laura, you live in Alabama, dude. There's nothing wrong with Alabama. I'm just saying. It's like, you know, upper class neighborhood, you're exaggerating there, okay? It might be a nice neighborhood, but it's probably just a middle class neighborhood, Laura. Come on. Holy shit. It's unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. But, you know, she doesn't care. She doesn't watch anybody. She doesn't care. Molly didn't leave. She was removed. Tiffany is still here. Has anybody heard? Well, I don't even want to ask because I just hope everything is going okay. That's all I'll say with her whole, you know, situation that she was going through. But, yeah, dude. I mean, that's what you got there from Laura. That's Laura fucking... She's just such an angry person. Small world that she lives in. You know what, though? She loves it. Middle class house, but her house still got egged. I mean, I've seen the outside of her house before, and it's average. It looks like a fucking average house, dude. Like, it's not, I mean, her house is average. It's outdated looking a little, you know, and it's just an average house, Laura. Like, you know, like, you're not that special, dude. Ay. Her only company or her personality. Yeah. I love her middle class house. No, upper middle class. Upper class. Not even upper middle class. She's upper class. Like, she's in, like, fucking, you know, she's in mansions. With the trampoline pool. Yeah, remember that? She was threatening the kids who did it. I do remember that. She was like, I'll shoot you and blah, 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 blah. And then somehow had to mention their penises or something. And I'm like, why are we talking about teenagers' penises? I don't know, but that's Laura for you. You know, that's what goes through her head. That's what goes in her head. Oh yeah, didn't somebody pee in the kid's locker or something like that? And she was, like, bugging the fuck out? Which is horrible if that happened, you know? But... yeah, trampoline, pool, and spray painted furniture. How about her fucking shelving units from IKEA? Okay, she's so upper class. She shops at IKEA, and that they're fucking balancing on. And I love IKEA, by the way. I'm not fucking dissing IKEA, but, like, let's just face it. People go there because the fucking furniture is affordable. No, I mean, that's why I go there. But, like, you know, they're balancing on Parsons tables. Okay. They're literally balancing. I will never forget that, dude. That is probably one of my favorite things from fucking her. Is the fucking fucking shelving unit that is literally balancing on Parsons table. I'm like, what would make you... I think I have a screenshot of it somewhere. Hold on. Like, what would make you think to do that, dude? What would make you think to fucking do that? And then I'm like, then when I heard she's babysitting somebody, I'm like, dude, I hope it's not like a young kid, because her house is a danger zone. It is a fucking danger zone. That fucking house. You know, with those shelving units that are like not really supposed to be like freestanding units. They should be up against the wall at least. And, you know, they could tip over very easily, those types. Like, I have those in my son's room, and they're all bolted to the wall. They're mounted to the wall because I'm like so nervous about them tipping over. They're really not meant to stand on their own. In fact, the ones that I purchased came with, you know, mounting hardware for the wall. I gotta see if I can fucking find this because it was so funny. It was so funny. I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Laura? Like, why? Why do you have this? Fucking balancing on a parson's table. Why not just put it down on the floor? I just never seen somebody do something like that in my life. I have no idea where I would have this picture, but oh my god. Yeah. So that's you know, that's her. She's just so angry, dude. I'm like, man, you let this internet stuff really I don't know, get you so outraged, you know? Like I said, I think in my last video, it's like at some point in time, you're just going to have to accept that people don't like you, Laura. Oh, is this it? I found it. Holy shit. I found it. Let me see if I can send it to myself. I mean, it's just fucking crazy to me. It is fucking crazy. Oh my God. I think she works at a Home Depot and lies about babysitting. If she admitted what she really did, it would not line up with everything she has claimed to be. Well, the problem is, hey, Ems. Oh, Ems, I was going to text you last night, but it was so late. So I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't because I know you have work and everything. But I remember that dog bone you sent to me for Ovi, and you're like, it lasts forever. It's still going. He chewed most of it, but like there's still like a little piece. I mean, he chewed like the whatever was on it out. The orange piece is left, and he chewed like that down, but like he still has it. I'm shocked. That, and I bought like a off-brand Kong from Walmart, and that thing is like his favorite toy. He carries that thing all over the house, but those are the only two things that he hasn't just completely fucking destroyed. Why does it say, hold on a second, my airdrop failed. But I was like, I realized it last night. He picked it up and I'm like, oh my God, this bone. I'm like, this is still, it's hanging on. I mean, it's the plastic. That's all that's left. But I can't even believe it lasted as long as it did. Because I was thinking in my head last night, shit, you must have sent that to me. He had to be a puppy, right? Like, I can't believe it's still there. It gets lost every once in a while because I think it goes under, I have like this big cabinet thing in my living room. So like, we might not see it for like a month and then I'll, go under there and be like, oh, there's that thing. Why does it keep saying failed? Oh, okay, here. Fucking, I don't know, dude. Oh my God, hold on. Oh, wait. I don't like the way they changed this. Let me see. Okay, here. Dude, I had this because I think when I was friends with Steph, we did a stream and I had it saved. But look at this. You guys, I mean, I don't know how easy it is to see, but hold on a second. This is what an upper class house looks like in an upper class neighborhood, right? With like shit on the carpet. She's just so high class, right? But like, you see the Parsons table? I used to have these when I lived at home, and I redecorated my room when I was like 20 and I needed cheap tables. So these are probably like the cheapest ones you could buy from like Walmart. Parson table. It's like a little end table that you put in your college dorm, basically, next to your fucking futon, And okay, fine, you have it. That's fine. I'm not, whatever. You have a Parsons table. She spray painted it silver and burgundy because why the fuck not, because I don't think that they ever would make this. But for some reason, instead of just putting this shelving unit on the floor, she put it on top of this like table and it's like hanging over by like 8 inches. I'm just like, what? Like, that just looks dangerous to me, dude. I'm sorry. But this is what an upper class house looks like, right? You want us to believe that you're in an upper class house. Okay. I would say somebody like, I don't know. That girl, oh, where'd she go? What happened to that woman? Lisa from Crimes and Fashion. Remember her? That girl lived in an upper class neighborhood, in an upper class house, okay? She had it going on. She had all the shit. She had all the upper class shit, okay? Me, not so much. I live in a middle class neighborhood. Blue collar as it gets over here. I mean, but, you know, this is just unbelievable. Hangs over 8 inches, just like her big toe. I mean, like, what are you thinking here? What are you thinking? And why would you share this on the internet when you have, like, all, like, shit on the floor and the chair and just, it's a mess. I mean, why would you even share this? But, oh, my God. Oh, my God. What a disaster. Did she spray paint this little ottoman, too? Wait a second. I don't understand why she spray painted her furniture silver. Was she like trying to make it look like she lived in a fucking spaceship or something? How come I can't scroll? Oh man, I don't have my. Let me see if I can use this mouse. Fuck. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, that thing's definitely spray painted. I could see. I could see the little marks. The marks. Look at this. Like, oh my God, dude. Yeah, you're just the most upper class. You're as upper class as it comes, right? You're so perfect, Laura. Everybody else is ghetto, like you say, right? White trash. That's not white trash at all. Everybody else is. Her bed probably smells like crevice. What is that? I lived in an upper class neighborhood in New Orleans. It was my ex's house. If you pull my record, the address shows up. The house was $850,000. That's pretty expensive. I'm still the same person, not living. And what does it even fucking matter anyway? Like, that's the whole thing. What does it matter even if you do? I mean, I don't know what was said about her kids. I have no idea what Queen Bee said because I don't watch her. But, like, I mean, you made this post, like you never made mistakes in your life, Laura. Like, you weren't a drug addict. Like, you didn't, go to jail yourself. Okay, so she has a felony for drugs. You admit to being a drug addict. You admit to both of your baby daddies being drug addicts, okay? You're a single mom, just like Queen Bee, I think. I don't even know if Queen Bee's a single mom. I thought I heard she was, but I'm not even 100% sure, okay? And nobody's fucking lives are perfect, Laura. I mean, really. Everybody has fucking problems. Everybody has, she always is going, like, looking down on everybody. It's like, oh, you don't talk to your family. Okay, Laura, sorry, I don't. You're right. I don't talk to my family, by choice. So, I stopped talking to them. But, like, does that make me a bad person because I don't talk to my family? No. It just means I don't talk to my family, dude. Because shit has happened in my life between me and my family. I still don't get what you're saying. Crevice? Like a heavy person crevice. I don't know what you mean. Because I think of a crevice as like a crack. But, I mean, come on. I have been cleaning, just popped on, but after seeing this, I go back to cleaning. Does anyone else feel that way? Hoarders make me crazy. I'm a little bit of a hoarder myself, but not in my living room like that. My living room is clean. This is the hoarding room right here. I'm sitting in it with all the fucking junk in here. But yeah, it's so funny because every fucking woman in my family had a junk room. Like, it's my grandmother had one in Brooklyn. This room was just filled with shit, and like, she never let us go in there without her when we were kids. Like, she wanted to, like, monitor what you were touching. And there was just so much, like, random shit in there. My mom had the same thing, and now I have one. My aunt had it. I think every one of my aunts, except for one, had the junk room. Yep. Yeah. My mom's oldest sister has one. Hers is, like, really organized because my uncle, like, and her are, like, fucking Bob Vila and, like, Martha Stewart. Like, they do everything. Their house is, like, unbelievable. They're like real like crazy DIYers. My aunt's like super crafty, and my uncle does all, he does everything. But her room's really organized because my uncle built all her shelving units. But yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, dude, come on. And we all have junk drawers too. Everybody has a junk drawer, I'd hope, right? Like in your kitchen, where you just like open it up and there's random shit in there, like batteries and fucking a tape measure, like hooks, thumbtacks, random screws, battery covers that you're like, I don't know what this belongs to, but I don't want to throw it out in case I find out what it belongs to. I probably have about 20 of those. Like, all assortment of just random shit, pens, pencils, scissors, glue sticks. I mean, I got it all. I got it all. I threw away all my old candle making supplies, can't stand clutter. I don't have that much candle stuff, thank God, but it does take up a lot of room and it is kind of fucking annoying. And I'm just like, I don't know, the candle thing, I like making the candles just so I have them so I can burn them, but it's just fucking annoying. You have to test everything. It's like such a long process, and like the profit you make off of it really isn't worth it. Especially because now everything's so expensive. I don't even know how you would make a profit off of it at this point. My mom saves everything. My office is an organized mess, but clean the floor, definitely junk drawers, but it's hidden. Yeah, well, that's how I try to keep things. Not always. Like right now, my kitchen table's a mess because that's my workspace. I'm working on something, so. But yeah. Yes, it is very hard to keep things organized with ADHD. I have a lot of trouble with that. I always get into these things where I'm like, I'm gonna try to organize everything, and then I try to, and then it just doesn't work. It never works. I need like a professional organizer to come in here and like help me. But Moo is going to be in 6th grade. She needs her own bedroom. Aw. She's a year younger than my son, because he's going into 7th next year. Can't even believe it. I was looking at him yesterday and I'm like, stop growing up, please. He's like growing so fast that like his clothes are starting to fit. Like I ordered him shorts the other day and they were a size extra large. And I'm like, oh my God, he's growing so much. He's like really growing. Like he's going through a growth spurt right now. So, I mean, it's just like, it's just going too fast. It's going too fast. I saw one of my friends yesterday that I hadn't seen in a while. His son is a year older than Jesse. And I could not, I'm like, oh my God, you're taller than me. Like what happened? I'm like, when did you get taller than me? When? Honestly, if you don't have space to work, it will be hard to keep clean. Well, that's a problem. I might, in this room, actually, I've been thinking of, I need to get rid of the clothes in this closet thing behind me, and maybe just put more shelves in here for craft things, because like I haven't, most of the clothes that are in my room right now behind me, I haven't worn in like years. So why am I holding on to them? That's my problem. I hoard clothing and shoes and shit. So yeah. So so I think if I get rid of this and put more shelves in there, it would probably, help me. And then I could use my desk as an actual desk, in a workspace. But right now, I mean, I have like my closets filled with all my craft shit. Candle stuff is taking up quite a fucking lot of space now that I'm looking at it, because I have, it's like there's nowhere to store all this shit. It's just crazy. And half my closet got taken away when we put the central air in. So like I lost half my closet space in here. That's my problem, is my hobbies take up a lot of room. A lot. So just don't do what I did. I might just finish making the last set of candles and call it a day, because I don't know. It's so annoying. It's just an annoying process, and it's just not profitable to do. Like it's a waste, kind of. I don't know. I enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm like, this is so annoying because you have to like test everything. Ugh, I hate doing that. My whole point of Laura should at least clean the floor if she wants to showcase. Well, yeah, like, if I'm gonna show my house on here, it's gonna be fucking clean, dude. Like, I'm not gonna show a fucking mess in my house. I don't know. I'd be, like, mortified. Like, when people come over, I'm, like, cleaning. Like, my house is not the type of house you could just stop by. Like, yeah, I need notice, okay? Because I'm, like, running around cleaning up everything before somebody comes over. Like, that's just how it is, you know? So glad I got those 5 before you retired. I'm not fully retiring, Beefer, because I took a break. Like, I haven't been testing any or anything because I'm like, it's so fucking annoying. Like, it really is. I don't know. It takes so fucking... No, I wasn't trying to sell candles. I'd only put out maybe what? I only did like 5 sets. Put them out like once a month. It's just such an expensive thing to get into. I don't know. And, like, I don't want to... That's not what I want to do every day. Because there's really no artistic fucking... I don't know. It's just not what I want to do every day. Sit here fucking testing candles. The scents are so fucking expensive. There's nobody that supplies anywhere near me. You know? So, I don't know. I'm just not into it. I mean, I had another set that I was, like, going to do. And I just, like, gave up on it. Which I should actually do another round of candles at least to get rid of the rest of the wax that I have. And I bought a scent that I never... Yeah, and it's too hot. Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's not bad because my house is air conditioned. So the candles, I mean, you know. It's just like, it is. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It's messy. And it makes a big mess every time you do it. No matter how fucking hard you try to avoid it. You get wax on your floor. You know, your floor. And... whatever, but I mean, I'll keep doing it. I'm just, you know, the same way I was. I just took like a break from it because I was like, ugh, I don't need to. And I've been enjoying making jewelry, but this happens every summer. I get really into like doing jewelry for some reason during the summer. Since I was a kid, used to do beads when I was a kid and weave them and everything. And, you know, my mom got me into it when I was young. So she gave me a beading book. Her and my aunt used to sell bracelets at these like craft fairs and everything. But they actually, you know what? I found one of her bracelets the other day that she made. And I was like, holy shit. She had like 14 karat gold, you know, clasps and everything. Gold was cheap in the 80s. So that's probably why. Right now the price of gold is insane. But anyway. Wait, you should design a vessel that could cover... Yankee Candle jars. Don't they sell those, though? They sell those already. I'm pretty sure. Like, if you go into in a Yankee Candle store, they sell stuff that you could put the candle in to kind of, like, disguise the label. But, yeah. Anyway. My mom got into it, and then when her and my aunt, like, kind of quit, she gave me all her leftover beads and everything. They gave me all the leftovers. So I got into it when I was a kid, and I just loved it. That was like my favorite thing to do when I was little, was make bracelets and shit like that, necklaces, and I always did it. That has been my longest standing hobby since I was a kid. So, love to be, just don't have time. It's really fun. I don't know. There's something just so satisfying about it. Hold on. I gotta let the dog out. Just give me 1 second. He's whining. I don't know if you hear his little whistle whine. What? Hold on. What? You gotta go out? You go out more to the neighbors? Yep. Oh my god. This has been hell. Oh, I gotta tell you guys. I told you guys I was canceling my cable yesterday. So I was like, oh my god, I hate sitting on the phone with these people. I don't know about you guys, but I hate when you have to call customer service anywhere nowadays, because a lot of the companies have outsourced their customer service to like other countries, and I find it very hard to understand people that have like accents over the phone. And it gets very frustrating for me. And then you're hearing a little background noise. Some of the people you hear like a million other people talking in the background. Some of them are working from home, so you're hearing like babies crying and pots and pans clanking around. And it's just like, oh my God. So I decided to do it through like my cable service has an online chat. It took me an hour and a half to cancel my fucking cable yesterday. This guy, all I wanted was, could you just cancel my cable and I want to keep the internet? And he was trying to sell me on everything, this guy. He's like, oh, well, we could, give you this TV package, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, wait, so you're telling me that this whole time you could have been giving me a better TV package and I would have been paying less than I am now and better internet? I'm like, you guys are lucky I'm even keeping the internet with you at this point. I'm like, because you basically just let me know that you've been ripping me off for the last, like, how many years, So anyway, it was so funny, though. This guy's, like, sales pitch, he was like, you really should think about this because when you put the phones down and, watch movies like Family Time and, he's like, canceling the TV is going to take that important family time away. And I'm like, Netflix will keep us fucking entertained, okay? So it took me an hour and a half to get this guy to just understand that I wanted him to just stop the cable service and leave the fucking internet on. And I was getting so aggravated that finally I said it to him. I was just like, sir, with all due respect, I was like, it should not take me an hour to cancel my, television service. This is ridiculous. And he finally gave in. But he was like trying to sell me this other internet, thing. And I'm like, dude, I just want the fucking TV turned off. That's it. That's all I want. Because we're paying almost $200 for nothing. Nobody watches the TV anymore. I don't watch it. My son doesn't watch it. My husband, he watches it. But a lot of the stuff he watches now, like sports, is like, oh, it's on Amazon Prime or it's on this. So he doesn't really even watch it anymore either. And we're not even home enough to watch TV. So, and it was so funny because I told the guy, I go, I don't watch TV. And he writes back to me, he's like, well, your TV usage is, really high. And I'm like, well, probably because we don't turn the cable box off, dude. But it sounded a little creepy because I was like, what are you looking through my window? How do you know how often my TV is on? But then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, he probably knows through the cable box. But who turns their cable box off? Like, my cable box is always on. I never turn it off. I always just turn the TV off. The cable box always stays on. So, like, what a fucking douche. But yeah, oh my God, they were trying to sell me the world yesterday. I was like, fuck you. I'm done with their... First of all, Cablevision is the most fucking shady-ass company because they have a monopoly. On Long Island, for years, they were the only cable provider. It was the only place you could get cable from. Then, when satellite TV and shit came out, people were able to get that. But we have no other choice. And in the area that I live in, the town that I live in, I don't know, they separate the towns here. Like, I live in a city, I guess, not like an actual city, but I'm just saying that's our city technically, and then we live in a town too, and then in a county. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of different towns encompassed under this one town name, right? So, well, it's a town of Brookhaven. I don't know why I'm fucking whatever. It is what it is. My mom lived in Islip, the next town over, okay? So she was able to get Verizon. But for some reason, in the town of Brookhaven, they will not allow Verizon to do what they have to do. Like, the town is basically responsible for everything. Your trash pickup, the roadways and that, whatever, plowing, stuff like that, right? And they won't allow us to get Verizon TV service. They just I think last year or the year before allowed Verizon to do internet here because we didn't have a choice. You had to get your internet from Cablevision and you had to get your your TV from Cablevision for the longest time. Just last year they started letting Verizon, or a year or two ago they started letting Verizon do internet at least. What I think I'm going to do, though, is I think I'm going to wait a little while. I'm going to cancel it because the cable bill's in my name. So I'm going to cancel it. And then maybe we'll just rehook it up or go to a different company and put it in my husband's name. This way, you know what I'm saying? This way it we'll get like a discount, basically. A lot of people do that around here. They'll like get cable, put it in like one person's name and then switch it to the other person's name just to get the discount when they hike your rates up after a year. So, or they'll just, like my mom did, she would just cancel. So she had you know, Cablevision, then she would cancel, then she would went with Verizon. So, but we don't have that choice. So, 100 Comcast Xfinity to cancel service. They use new service package. They don't do it now. They charge for every channel when you build a package. It's a sham. Yeah, that's all bullshit, dude. I don't watch TV. I cannot even tell you guys the last time I like sat down and like flipped through channels, because everything I want to watch, I just watch it on my phone. Because I like it, because I'm like, I could go outside and smoke a cigarette while I'm on my phone. You know, I'm not like tied to the TV. I don't know. And like everything that you want to watch is pretty much being streamed online too. So but I really don't watch like TV shows, you know, maybe like Dateline, like, and then when I want to watch something like special, like let's just say Peacock, you know, is streaming the Kohberger thing, I'll like pay for it for the month, you know, and then cancel it, like, or do a free trial or whatever. But I'm like, there's really no need to have like the cable. To be honest with you, we were holding on to it like because of News 12 Long Island. And I said to my husband, I'm like, well, you know, we could have News 12 on our phones. It's on Instagram. Like, you could still get all our local news, you know? So that's our local news station, News 12 Long Island, because you could only get that with Cablevision. Even if you go to Verizon, you wouldn't get that. So it's like Cablevision produces it. And we were like, you know, I was thinking about it while I was like, you know, messaging with this guy yesterday. I had to go pick my son up, so I was like still messaging the guy while I'm like going to pick my son up. But anyway, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I feel like the TV, like the cable service, is kind of like a comfort, like we're holding on to, because that's what we grew up with, you know, was TV and flipping through the channels, and like I feel like, but that's kind of like, it's kind of outdated at this point, you know. It's more about streaming and picking what you want to watch when you want to watch it, instead of waiting for fucking a show to come on and then having to sit through a million commercials, you know. I'm like, it's kind of outdated, but it's just kind of that comfort from childhood, you know, the TV, the News 12, like it's our comfort zone, I guess. And it was hard to let go of, but I don't watch TV unless it's at the friend's house. Yeah, I don't watch it. I'm always on my phone watching what I want to watch, you know? So, and I really don't watch, like, I'm not like a sitcom watcher, or I don't watch any of these shows that people watch, like, I don't know what shows are popular right now, but I'm like not into any of that shit. So I mostly watch like a commentary on YouTube. That's pretty much, you know, mostly what I watch, and like documentaries. So, like, I watch a lot of DIY videos and shit like that, you know? So, being able to, yeah, it is. I, like, yeah, like, when, what was that show? Orange is the New Black. That's probably, like, the last series I followed. I mean, that was great. You could go and just binge watch the whole fucking thing, you know? So, saving $200 a month. This was the best. He was trying to like pitch to me. He's like, well, you'll be saving money. I'm like, yeah. He's like, it'll only be like 200 and something a month. And I'm like, yeah, but $95 for just the internet versus $270. I'll take just paying for the internet. Saving a whole fucking $200 a month, dude. That's a lot of money for nothing. We're like, during the hockey season, we're not even home enough to watch TV. You know, my husband's not even here. We're not home. So we're out of the house more often than we're home. So yeah, so we're just done. We're over it. Done with the fucking TV. I finally did. I put it off for a month because I was like, I don't want to fucking, I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I hate talking to these fucking people, because I know they're going to try to sell me on every little thing, and I'm going to have to sit there and argue with them and be like, just please cancel the fucking TV. Please. You son of a bitch. Anyone can pick up their phone for news. Yep. Also, if you have a Walmart Plus membership, you get free Paramount service. Oh, get out of here. I didn't know that. I definitely don't have Walmart Plus, but we're on the net. What is that even? Is that like to order from Walmart? I bet Cable Guy doesn't even have cable. Really? I'm like, I really don't know anybody who like sits around and watches TV anymore. I don't know. Maybe people do. I don't know. But if you have like Netflix or something, you know, the only thing that sucks about that is because there's so many different streaming platforms, And it's like, you know, they're getting kind of pricey. So now it's like you're paying for this platform, you're paying for that platform. Like, you know, Hulu has shows that Netflix doesn't have, and Paramount has shows that Peacock doesn't have. And that's the only thing that sucks about it, is because it's like there's no like central place to watch everything. So, you know, you're not going to sit there paying all these different memberships a month. Some of them are like $30 a month. Like, who's paying that for like premium membership? Like Paramount Plus, I think is, I don't know, expensive. I forgot. I have T-Mobile and pay $50 a month. Wait, T-Mobile gives like phone, like TV service? I didn't even know that. I thought everything was supposed to go down. This president is a joke. Oh, don't even get me started on him. Fucking loser. He's literally losing his fucking mind. And I'm sorry. I hate getting like talking about political shit, but I watch and I'm mortified, okay? I mean, he posted a video the other day that was like a fake video. It was an AI video of Obama being like tackled in the fucking Oval Office by FBI agents. And I'm like, this is like sick. I mean, really, it is. I don't know. Say what you want about Joe Biden, okay? I wasn't like the biggest fan of him by any stretch of the imagination, or Obama or any of the, like, at least they carried themselves how a president should carry himself. Trump is he's a train wreck. He's an embarrassment. The way he talks, the way he acts, everything. But I'm sorry. I'm loving it though, because his whole base is turning on him now, you know, because of the Epstein thing. Which really, why can't you just release the files? First, it's like, oh, we're going to release them. We're going to give a whole bunch of people these binders, right? This is phase 1, guys. Here you go. We give all these, you know, online people binders that had information that everybody had already seen already, right? Then it turns into, you know, they're all over. They ran this during their campaign that, yeah, we got the Epstein files, you know, it's on my desk, right? What's her name said? And all of a sudden now it turns into, oh, there is no Epstein files, right? That was the second thing. Oh, there's no files. There's nothing there. Okay. Well, they released something. They released this video that is mysteriously missing 2 minutes at the stroke of midnight. All of a sudden, 2 minutes disappear. And then wouldn't you know, in the top right-hand corner, you could see this little control, a play button, a rewind button, whatever, right? And then you come to find out it's missing a minute. And you're like, well, why is that? Well, that's fucking weird. And I don't give a shit how Jeffrey Epstein died. I really don't. There's a whole conspiracy into that he's a, you know, intelligence agent for Mossad and Israel. And while that might be true, I don't know. But I really don't care how he died. What I care about, and what everybody cares about, is the fact that why are we protecting pedophiles? Why are we protecting these fucking people who went after children? You know, it's crazy. And he's trying to cause all these other distractions so people just forget about it and move on, but they're not. They're not forgetting about it. You know, all his supporters, his biggest supporters, Joe Rogan, who else? Tucker Carlson, right? All the broadcasts, all these, you know, fucking right-wing conservative podcasts are turning. Alex Jones, shit, I hate that guy. He's a piece of shit. But I'm just saying, what's her name? Candace Owens. I've been watching her series. I can't even believe I'm watching her because I really can't stand her. But she was doing a series on Epstein, and it's been pretty interesting. So, but you know what I'm saying? I mean. What's going on, dude? What is going on? You know, why are we hiding this? Why? And every time he's questioned about it, he has other, you know, all these excuses. So the latest excuse is now it's a hoax that was made up by the Democrats. What? Like, what? I think that he's in those fucking files somewhere, okay? And then, wait, hold on. The New York Times, I believe, posts this article about him. He's suing the New York Times right now. This is happening. But they post this article about him, and it shows this birthday card that he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein. And it's fucking weird. He draws a naked lady on it. It's fucking weird, dude. There's something fucking going on. There's something going on, okay? He needs to go. He just needs to fucking go, dude. I'm sorry. But this is the scariest shit. I mean, it really is. And he's obviously he's hiding something, okay? Because every time he's questioned about it, he deflects. He tried to gaslight everybody and tell everybody, like, what are we talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Like, what are you talking about this guy for? He's dead. Your whole fucking, your whole cabinet ran on campaign of like, we're gonna release, we're gonna be transparent, we're gonna release the Epstein files, we're gonna do this, we're not gonna let these people get away with it. And now it's kind of strange, you're turning into the people, right, that you were supposedly against, the deep state, right? Now you are the deep state. Protecting pedophiles is the worst fucking thing you could do. That is the worst fucking thing you could do in this country, is fucking protect pedophiles. It's disgusting. Sean Atwood interviewed Epstein's niece. Worth watching. Oh, hold on. I want to take a picture of that so I remember. ADD life. I would never remember the name. I mean, dude, there's other people involved in this shit. There's no part of me. Okay, Prince Andrew, right? Is that his name? Yeah, Prince Andrew. Does this really fucking weird interview. I mean, it is so beyond obvious that this guy is fucking guilty. It's like, I don't remember, I don't remember meeting this woman. There's a fucking picture of you. He's trying to claim it's photoshopped. Look, as somebody who very easily could spot when something's photoshopped because I know how to Photoshop shit. That's not Photoshop, dude. It is not photoshopped. It is an original picture. Okay? But he knew that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted. Okay? And then his excuse was that he flew and stayed at his house to, quote, end the friendship. What? Like, why would you came over from the UK, you flew over here, stayed at this guy's house after, okay, you knew that he was convicted and all this shit happened, right? The first time, I'm talking about, the first time he was convicted. You went there to, what, break up with him? Like, what, how about just not talk to him? You couldn't have just called him and say, hey, listen, I don't think it's a good idea if we're friends anymore. You're a fucking pedophile. I can't talk to you anymore. You had to come here in public, in person, right? Stay at his house. Like, why wouldn't you stay somewhere else? You stay at his house in Manhattan to tell him that you don't want to be friends with him anymore? Like, does that sound right to anybody else? Because that sounds fucking weird to me. Sounds fucking weird. It is a slap in the face. Yes, the Virginia lady in the pic is dead now. She supposedly took her own life. That's the story. I gotta get this dog in the house. Hold on. I'm gonna switch over to my phone so I could go down and get the dog. But I mean, dude, just something ain't right, He's very, if you watch his body language while he's being questioned about this, something ain't right. And he's trying to make it like, oh, people want to know what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. I don't think anybody fucking really cares that guy's dead, okay? He was a piece of shit. Nobody cares. What they care about is that you and all your people went around, okay? Kash Patel, right? Dan Bongino. You guys all went around telling everybody that there was this list, right? Flight logs, all this shit. Where is it? Where is it? What's her name? Said it was sitting on her desk. Pam, whatever the fuck her name is. Bondi? Oh, it's sitting on my desk. Fuck Caroline Levitt, whatever the fuck her name is, all the way. I just found out that she is only 27 years old. She's the president's spokesperson. So if you ever see like press conferences, she's like the person, I forget what they call her formal, name. But she is the person who is basically speaks for him, okay, when he's not there. Caroline Levitt, I think is her name. She is supposedly 27 years old. I'm like, oh. You look You look old. I guess it must age you when you have to sit there and cover up lies for the president, right? I mean, this is an embarrassment, man. I have never been so embarrassed to be a fucking American, like ever. And really, I'm ashamed. I mean, thank God I don't go to other countries, because if I did, I would be like, I'm not from America. I don't. I would have to wear a shirt that be like in another country that just says like not my president with his picture on it. Like I didn't vote for him. Don't look at me. I didn't vote for him. No, not is it press secretary? I don't know, something like that. Yeah. But dude, I mean it is there's something going on. Oh yes, yeah, she'll become well, funny you should say that, because if you look at I just saw this the other day. There's a photograph of guess who? Pam Bondi, Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein at a party. So she's been, she's been around for a long time. They're partners in crime, those two. Partners in crime. Listen, do I know if he's on the list? Okay, like he was, fucking around with little girls. I don't know, dude. But it is weird that there's literally video footage of him and Epstein hanging out together, watching women dance, and he said that Jeffrey Epstein's a great guy, we both like young women. Like, that's fucking weird, dude. It's fucking weird. You guys had that was your bond, that you guys had, was of all the things you could say, like, oh, me and Jeffrey Epstein are good friends. We're both millionaires, right? We're both investors. No. What you say that you have in common with him is your like for young women? What? What? All right, hold on. I'm just switching over here because I gotta get this dog in the house. Sorry about that noise. He's probably, my neighbors are probably gonna, All right. You know what I'm saying though? That's very odd to say that the one thing you have in common with this known pedophile is that you like young women, younger women. It's very odd. I've been following it pretty closely. I mean, there's more and more crazy shit coming out every day. Oh, you want to know something? I went to go because he got ratioed. I never heard this term before. So on his own platform, what it means is basically that you get more. I think you get more like engagement through comments rather than likes. And I don't know, I guess it's like a bad thing, or it's looked at a bad thing when, especially if you're the president of the United States. So he gets ratioed on his own platform when this all originally, hit the news and came out and everything, that the list was fake. And so I wanted to go to Truth Social because I was like, well, that's where his supporters are. So I want to see, like, I know what the Democrats already think because they all knew that this shit was going to happen. Nobody was like surprised by anything that's going on. None of it. The ICE raids, none of the shit, right? The way people are being treated. So everybody that already knew is just sitting back laughing pretty much. But I wanted to see what his supporters had to say. This was like when it first happened. So I go over to Truth Social. I've never been on there before. And I go to sign up, right? It won't let you sign up without putting your phone number in, but also it won't let you sign up without receiving updates from that website. And I'm like, I don't want the updates. Now, most websites, when you go to them, you could tick that off, and you could still sign up for the website. You're like, no, I don't want information or news or anything like that. I don't want it. But you have to use your phone number. You can't use an email. You have to use your phone number, and you have to get their information. And I'm like, right there is the sign of a fucking cult leader, okay? Because it's his platform. And he will not let you sign up for his platform and view, the platform, the comments, without accepting his information. And if you look up the signs of a cult, that's exactly what cult leaders do. They don't want you to have information from other places, So I'm like, it's fucking scary, dude. Fucking scary shit. So, people coming into the house here. I don't want anything from them, so I didn't sign up and I didn't get to read the comments. But after in the days and weeks after, there's been plenty of videos, people that supported him. I mean, Candace Owens was a huge Trump supporter. She's like staying on this story, So, and a big part of him winning the election, which I again, you guys know how I feel about conspiracy theories. I'm not into them, but it's just very strange that he lost the election in 2020, right? And then he wins this time. I don't know. Everything leading up to the election this time around, this last presidential race, was very questionable. Down to, his supposed assassination attempt. This guy's a psychopath. I'm sorry, but he is. But down to the assassination attempt, which is very weird. The whole thing was weird. You never heard about that guy again, right? He never talked about it. He's still talking about Hillary Clinton's fucking emails from 2016, right? That nobody fucking cares about. But you never hear him talk about the guy that tried to kill him, right? You never hear him say anything about that. It's very strange. His ear healed within record time. Record time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it all. And it's weird how Elon Musk gets involved, right? Right around the time of the election. And then they fell out. What happened there? Well, his big, beautiful bill, I guess, is what happened, right? My big, beautiful bill. We are the best administration. Careful with social media. Oh, I only watch very few sources, That's it. I keep it very limited. Can people join what? Sent Marines in for protests, but no aid for flood victims. Yeah. Yep. His approval rating is so far down, even with his own base. I was just watching something about that. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. And there's people out there defending him. There's fucking people out there defending him. Which at this point in time, I just don't even know how. Because I'm like, you're being lied to. And not only are you being lied to, you're being gaslit by the president, by the fucking president of the United States. And look, he's not the first shady president we've had. There's been other conspiracies and, shit that has happened in the past. Watergate, right? The Kennedy assassination is something that, is a huge conspiracy. But there's something seriously fucking wrong with this man. I mean, his own niece, Mary Trump, has an entire channel basically dedicated to exposing him, and it's scary. In fact, I watched this video yesterday about, him and Melania, because I'm like, what's up with that whole situation? Why is his wife never around anymore? You don't see her at anything. I mean, it is very obvious. You don't have to be a body language expert to see that there is absolutely no love between those two humans. That it's a fucking show. It's a transactional relationship. There's no there's no love. There's no attraction. She looks horrified and disgusted by the man, which who wouldn't be? He's horrifying and disgusting. So, but the cousins has, I'm sorry, not the cousin, the niece obviously has a connection to him. They're related, so she knows people that are still in his circle that she gets information from. And, supposedly Melania has been collecting information on him, shall we say. I mean, who knows if that's true, but it's pretty obvious from the get-go that there was no attraction to this man. I don't even know how he got elected, dude. I really just don't. I go back and I'm like, why are there Americans making excuses for this felon who admits that it's okay to grab women by, the pussy because, why not? Because I'm the president. I'm famous. I could do that. I mean, it's just, how did people become okay with this? Because once you allow somebody like that to run our country, it's like the inmates are running the building. Like you're letting the fucking, it's like a circus. It is. It's embarrassing. Every day when I see this news, I'm just like, holy shit, I cannot believe this. I see these posts that he's making, the things that he's saying, the interviews, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Is this real life right now? Is this real life? Elon helped them win the election. I personally think there was definitely something shady about this election. Online, I don't know. I did not, I really didn't think he was going to win this election this time around. I really didn't. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't a big fan of Kamala Harris. I really think she needed to tone down the politician. Like, I'm not affiliated with any, party, but she needed to tone down the politician shit a little bit. And I just don't think she, made the cut. I do not think that America is ready for, a female president who's also black. Like, we're obviously not quite there yet, sadly. But he was not the better of the two people. I would have voted for anybody beside him, put it that way. Like, I went and voted, which I haven't done in years, just because I didn't want to vote for him. Because it was very scary. Yeah, I'm a registered independent, but I don't, there's different issues I see differently. So I can't say I'm a, Democratic, because I really don't agree with everything on that side. I'm like somewhere in the middle, basically. There's certain things that I might agree with. Whatever he is, he's not even, I wouldn't even call him a conservative Republican. In fact, he was a Democrat at one point in time. Well, a lot of people do that. They go from one party to the next. If they can't get nominated within their own party, they'll go switch over. I think it was Rudy Giuliani was a Democrat at first too, and then became Republican. So I always stand for the people. Yeah. I mean, there's certain things that I can see both sides, but wow. He's so worried about people speaking English. That wife of his English isn't all that great. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Isn't that interesting? I mean, he's more worried about Rosie O'Donnell right now and denaturalizing her, whatever the fuck it's called, right? Than, a list of supposed pedophiles, rich, powerful pedophiles that are trafficking young girls, Let's worry about Rosie O'Donnell. Let's worry about Hillary's emails from 2016. That's more important. Certainly more important, right? Emails or Hunter Biden's laptop. That was the funniest part in that whole clip of him where he's like, are we seriously still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? And I'm like, dude, you are the king of fucking bringing up shit from the past that nobody fucking cares about anymore, right? You're still here in 2025 crying about the election in 2020. You're still crying about that. You're still claiming that the election was rigged in 2025. It's over, dude. You can't go back and change it. You lost. Just admit it. You lost. It's over. Okay? So here we are in 2025 talking about Hillary Clinton's 2016 emails. It's almost a decade old. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares about that anymore. But, you bring it up. Rosie O'Donnell, Hunter Biden's laptop. Nobody fucking cares about that shit. You're blaming President Obama for the Epstein files. What? The best was there was a reporter that asked him straight up, what exactly about the hoax? What exact part of it is a hoax? And his answer, I forget his exact answer, but it was quite entertaining. If you can find a clip of that, I suggest you watch it because it's pretty fucking entertaining. Because I was like, yeah, what part of this whole Epstein situation is a hoax exactly? What exact part of it is a hoax? Like the list, is it he blamed multiple people for writing something. I don't know exactly what. But what exact part of it is a hoax? What's fake about it? He couldn't answer the question. He couldn't answer it. That tells you everything you need to know. Look, I'm no body language expert, but every time he's questioned about it, you watch that motherfucker. I think he's one of those people that's very hard to shake, and he doesn't get nervous easily. But when he's questioned about it, you could see the nervousness. There's something there, whether he's protecting other people that are his friends that might be involved, right? Or himself, I don't know. But he knows more than he's letting us know. Certainly knows more. He has some. Oh, well, that's the funny part with his medical condition. All of a sudden, he has this, I don't know, some type of vein. He's not getting blood flow to his legs. I've never seen somebody's ankles swell up like that. Usually, that's a sign of like either kidney failure or congestive heart failure when your ankles swell up like that. I mean, there's so many pictures of his ankles looking like huge. But anyway, where was I going with this? I totally forgot. Oh, the medical condition. That's another thing. He would refuse. Every other president has released their medical records prior to becoming president. He would not release his medical records. In fact, he had a doctor write this note, right? That was read. It wasn't his actual medical records, but he had a doctor write this thing that was like, he's the most healthy president, ever to ever exist. And he dictated the note to the doctor. The doctor ended up like coming out and telling the public that, he did not write that note. Those are not his words. Those are Trump's words. So obviously he can't disclose, his his medical information, but without his permission, Trump gets away with those fuckeries protected by the GOP. It's scary. You know what? More than ever this year, I am making sure that I'm going to vote in the midterm elections because that's where it's important. You gotta vote for people that don't support him and is crazy. That's really what it comes down to. I don't give a fuck who they are. You gotta fucking there's some crazy shit going on right now. It's very scary. Very scary. So who knows what's going on with his medical information? I mean, clearly the man isn't the picture of health as he's trying to project that he is. He has swollen ankles. There's pictures of him that they had makeup on his hand. Somebody like zoomed into it, and there was like this big patch of like very obvious makeup on his hand. And they said that his hand bruised from handshakes. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, that's how badly we're being gaslit right now. Even over something as stupid as a bruise on the president's hand, we're being gaslit right now. You're bruising from handshakes. First of all, if that's true, then you have some type of problem. Maybe you're on blood thinners. And then again, that would show that you're not the picture of health, right? Because people on blood thinners would bruise easily. I mean, I guess that's a possibility. But if you're the picture of health and you're perfectly fine, you shouldn't be bruising from shaking people's hands. I mean, are you kidding me? Who are you shaking hands with? Like, fucking Hulk Hogan? Like, like what is going on? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why are we being lied to about that? Why? What was such a silly thing? So if we're being lied to about a bruise on the president's hand, could you imagine what else we're being lied to about at this point in time? I'm sorry. It's fucking scary. I've never been like scared before, but I had to like step away from even watching anything for a while about this shit because, after the election, because I was like, I'm scared. I'm actually scared. And nothing has improved. Prices have not gone down. Okay. In fact, they're still going up. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah. Oh, he's a complete narcissist, I mean, and I'm not just diagnosing him. There's psychologists and all sorts of people out there that agree, that say it on the news. I mean, I think it's pretty clear. But yeah, in his eyes, I think he sees this dashing handsome man. I don't know. I don't know what he sees. He's delusional. We have a delusional narcissist. I think he's a sociopath running the country right now. It is terrifying. It is absolutely fucking terrifying. Yeah, Obama's in great shape. Great shape. He's heavy. He eats junk food. You know, I never understood why so many people believed that, like, he's for the people. He's for, like, the working class people. I'm like, this man doesn't even know what it's like to be a working class. He was literally born with a silver spoon in his mouth. You know, he doesn't know what it's like to struggle. That man has never struggled a day in his fucking life, ever. So I mean, yeah, he's claimed bankruptcies, but he doesn't know what it's like to struggle. He grew up rich. He lived his whole life as a rich person. He came from a privileged family. So he does not know what it's like for the average American. What he's doing is he's trying to get tax breaks for his other rich buddies. That's what he's doing. The regular class got fucked. Totally fucked, and we're continuing to get fucked. So, very scary shit. I call him Orange Man Bed. I mean, I want to see where's all the supporters? Where's all of his supporters now? You're still supporting me. You still have hope in him that he's gonna do the right thing. It's so funny because he's like releasing the MLK files, and the best part, I think it was like MLK's granddaughter. She tweets, or X's, I don't know what you call it now, right? We call it tweets. She tweets out, okay, release the Epstein files. Even she was like, okay, yeah, great, release the Epstein files. Her grandfather's files. She was like, yeah, great, okay, release the Epstein files. Like, that's what we should be talking about right now. So, I mean, it's pretty bad. I just hope people stay on it, Oh, so his thing was to now see if, the grand jury testimony could get released, but that's not going to show us anything. It's not going to show anything if it even gets released, because a judge would have to approve it. And so it's doubtful it'll even get released, but even if it does, it's not going to include the information that people are looking for. So that the grand jury is just there to see what evidence they have to, convict, to prosecute. So what is that going to show us? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's some crazy diehard out there who think they're going to get bailed out, just like BHP. Who's that? Think she's going to get bailed out doing all her fuck shit. Who's that? Or did you mean BHP? Did you see his threat to Rosie O'Donnell? What, to denaturalize her so she can't come back to America? I'll give her credit. I'm not a big fan of hers, but I'll give her credit that she actually fucking left the country when she said she was gonna. Because, like, how many celebrities were like, I'm leaving the country if Trump gets, gets elected, and then they're still here. They didn't go anywhere. She actually left. She actually fucking left. Problem is, I don't understand anybody who didn't think that he wasn't part of all that. I don't either. Freaking mansion. People, I think, just put blinders on. I think a lot. I was watching the Candace Owens, and I'm like, well, that's where I disagree with her, because she's like, it's not a cult, and I'm like, it is a cult. It is a cult. It's not a cult in the sense where, I don't know, we're thinking of like David Koresh, right? Where you're all living in this commune or some shit. It's not a cult in that sense. It's a cult in the sense of, like, people are fucking brainwashed in this country by this man. I mean, look at the January 6th insurrection. That's from brainwashing, right? All this shit is. The MAGA movement. When did the president ever have like a movement like that? Like a slogan, like a fucking cheesy car salesman. Make America great again. Or didn't he steal that from Ronald Reagan? Didn't he say that first? or he stole it. Even that's stolen. But it's a cult. People are fucking brainwashed, okay? And I think there's a lot of shame in that because people don't want to admit that they were brainwashed or they got sucked into a fucking cult. So they're supporting things because I just sat back and I'm thinking, how is everybody making excuses? Like, okay, everybody has a past, okay? Bill Clinton, fucked around with his intern, which is weird. And then, then you find out he was also friends with Epstein. A little weird. Been on his plane many times. But it's just forgot where I was going with this. He was friends with Epstein, right? What I was saying is that they all have mistakes. They're presidents, they're people too. But this guy has had so many questionable things. Okay, before we even elected him, January 6th probably should have been the, point where everybody said, okay, wait a second. He's inciting a riot here. This isn't normal. But no, people made excuses for that. Then it's like, oh, he got 34 convictions. The Democrats are trying to get him down. Then he gets shot at. Really? Really? I don't know. Call me crazy. I felt this from day one. Something about that whole fucking thing. You get shot at, supposedly by a Republican, right? In the biggest swing state. Right at this like prime time during your campaign season, it's just so weird, the timing and the place and everything about it. It's just so strange, right? And here's the strangest part. Here's what never sat right with me. You hear the gunshots. Now, first of all, there's Secret Service guys all around. How did that guy even get up on the fucking roof is the question, right? But okay, let's just pretend that was possible. You get shot at and you got hit supposedly, okay? And you grab your ear. Oh my God, there's blood coming down, right? And you duck down. And as the people are trying to get you to safety, you have time to pop your head up, right? And put your fist up, right? And scream, fight, whatever the fuck you did, right? Photo op time. What? Like, that part of it is fucking weird to me, man. I don't know. People thought that was like such a great thing, but I'm like, I would be shitting my pants, dude. Somebody's out there with a gun, right? And just shot at me. I'm not going to stop. I'm fucking running for my life. I'm not going to poke my head out, put my fist up. The only way you're going to do that is if you know that the threat has been extinguished, right? You're going to just pop your head out. Oh my God. Oh, wait. I got new neighbors and they have a dog. There was a lady living behind me for years, but she never came out of her house. It was almost like nobody lived there. And now she moved and we got new people and they got a dog and it's been rough. It's been rough. Ovi goes nuts every time they're out in the backyard because he's not used to people being out there. Come on, Ovi. So, but I mean, come on. That whole part of him, stopping for a photo op, right? Didn't he grab his shoe or something too? and that's very strange, especially if you don't know that the threat has been eliminated yet. Very, very strange. He stops for a photo op. This picture, that'll be in history books for years to come. It's just very fucking strange. I'm sorry. And then, right, within like a week, his ear is completely healed. Like, not even like a fucking scab or anything. There was blood. There was a lot of blood. But it's just healed, Come on, dude. He's not even wearing a Band-Aid anymore. It's over. It's done. It's healed. And he never even looked like affected by it. Like, dude, you were shot at. Did he take like further safety precautions? Not really, because guess what? He's playing golf a couple months later, right? Or weeks later, and there's a second attempt. Come on, dude. Come on. Bullshit me some more. I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't. That story disappeared from the news very quickly. It disappeared very, very quickly. Which, you would think should be a huge story for a long time. No, disappeared just as quickly. Yeah, not even a band-aid. Not even a fucking band-aid. I think the next day, right? Wasn't he somewhere? He had a little band-aid on his ear. And then after that, it was gone. And I remember there was an interviewer asking him. And I mean, he's like showing, and like they zoom into his ear, and there's like literally nothing there. Like nothing, not even a scratch. It's like, where were you bleeding from? Where was all that blood coming from, dude? And I mean, really, how crazy is it that this guy's, bullet just grazed past him like that? I mean, you are the luckiest motherfucker on the planet. Seriously. Seriously. But he has never mentioned that again. It's just very odd to me, the whole thing. Never mentioned it again. Strange. Strange. Very strange. I don't know. You can't not question it. It's just weird things happening. There were other people, your own people, you elected, denying that it even happened the day after it happened, while they hid from these people. Who? What people? Oh, maybe. Yeah, he idolized Hitler. Yes. Putin. Yes. South Korea. Well, no, North Korea. Not South Korea. South Korea is a flourishing, great country. It's North Korea. That's his boy right there. Kim Jong-un, right? That's his boy. He loves all these dictators. They're the people he looks up to. Loves them. Loves them. I mean, if people didn't start to question at that debate where he said they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, if you didn't start questioning that this man's mental health was on the decline, okay, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that was some weird shit coming out of a president. But people just kept making excuses for him. But again, go back and look up what a cult is and how cults work. And that is exactly what people who are in a cult, that's what they do. It's exactly what they do. They make excuses. We're willing to say Scientology is a cult, right? And all this other shit, Jehovah Witness, people say is a cult. We're allowed to say that, but we can't say that the president and the MAGA movement is a cult. It is. Sorry, but it is. So weird when trying to do memberships. I click and it does nada. What do you mean, Nana? My friend has a life-size cutout of Trump and put a bandage on his ear, ketchup on his face. So the other day, this guy shows up in my freaking my feed, and he's hilarious. He's dressed up as like the Guantanamo alligator. He calls himself. I forget his channel name, but it was really funny. He's going around. He's dressed up. It's like obviously he's like parodied. He's doing like a parody of like some of the crazy people you see at these MAGA things. I think I talked about this before during the elections, the campaign season was like, I was like, how come all these people go to his like things like Bullhorn Betty with like these like ridiculous outfits on, like you don't see that at Democratic conventions, but like for some reason, anything that had to do with Trump, it just looks like a circus. Like people are coming dressed in costumes. So this guy is going around dressed up as this alligator, right? And he has a bullhorn and he's like singing YMCA, which if it's, that's Trump's favorite song. I'm like, really, dude? It's like the worst song ever. I mean, it's a fun, party song and everything when you're drunk, but I would never say that that's my favorite song. But anyway, uh, so he's going Trump's. He sings horribly, this guy, but he's going through the microphone. He's like, Trump's on the Epstein plane. It's just really funny. Anyway, I forget the guy's name. It's really funny though, because he's like doing a parody of like these fools that come to these MAGA events that are fucking dressed up in these ridiculous outfits. I'm like, like, I'd be embarrassed to go there with some of these people at these things. It's ridiculous. I click to do gift memberships. When I click, it doesn't send. All right, Nana, don't do it again. Thank you. I appreciate it, but don't do it. Don't worry. Thank you. I appreciate it, but don't keep doing it because I don't want your card to get frozen or something. That's his name, just facts. Robbie Roadster. Yes. Oh my god, it's so funny. Um, Thank you, Nana. I don't want like because you know what's gonna happen if you keep clicking it. I don't want it to like freeze your bank card, and then you can't like buy stuff that you need to buy like gas or something. Don't worry. Thank you. I appreciate it. Don't do it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't work because I don't even know how you do memberships. I can't gift memberships because of my brand account. So I don't I've never, I can only buy memberships for myself, but I can't gift memberships or anything, which sucks because a lot of other people can give away memberships on their channels. I can't do that. So it sucks. Hold on. Yeah, YMCA. But thank you. I like to bring people into the bushes. I know you and Beefers. You and Beefers are the best. Because it's funny, you're like, who's hiding back there? Oh shit. Well, it doesn't, I guess it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know much about memberships because people have told me this and I'm assuming they're telling me they know it's true. But you could I don't get memberships and I this is kind of funny. I got a little complex about it, a while back. I was like, yeah, I would be in chats and then the person ahead of me would get a membership and the person below me or 3 people below me would get gifted memberships and I never got one. And I used to think at first I thought it was because people were picking people, and you could pick who you gift the memberships to. And I was like, oh, I guess nobody likes me. I wasn't really getting a complex, but I was like, that's so weird. Then I found out it was random and I'm like, okay, so how come I never get them though? Because I'd always see 2 people ahead of me and 3 people below me getting memberships. And I'm like, how come I never got them? It's so weird. And that's why I can't be gifted memberships because of the brand account. And I can't gift memberships, which is so stupid. So even Beefer, I think Beefer, is it Beefer? Yeah. I think she has a brand account, so she has to gift them from another account or something. I don't know. But I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even sign up for this brand account. They forced me to have it, and I can't get memberships. But anyway, I always thought when people buy the memberships in the chat, then it means they go to people who are actively in the chat. Well, apparently, this is what people say. I don't know if it's 100% true or where they found this out from, but apparently anybody could get a membership. You don't even have to be watching the live to get the membership, which I don't know. I find that weird because I'm like, I don't know. I would think you would have to be in the chat at least, but I've been told that you don't have to be in the chat, that you could be gifted memberships to random channels, I guess, as long as you're subscribed to them. So yeah, Purple Reen has a brand account too. And so she can't get memberships either. So when people give memberships, I was like, oh, all right, now I understand why I never got them. Because I used to think, at first I thought maybe they picked, I was when it first came out, but then I realized, I was like, it's probably randomized, but I was always in chat and I'm like, how come the people right next to me always get them and it skips me? But that's why, because I can't get them. I can't get them and I can't give them. So, I could buy a membership on your channel, but I just can't buy it for other people. Or I don't know, I might be able to buy it for other people, but I can't give them to other people. Other creators are able to gift memberships to their, subscribers. I can't do that for some reason. That's true. It happened. Hold on. It happened to me. I barely go to Queen Bee's lives, but I have a membership. Yeah, that's what a lot of people, Sweetie Pie, were saying, that they go to, people's membership. They got Queen Bee memberships and they're not even in her chat. So I give them with my other Beefers account that isn't a brand account. You were kind enough to mod that one too. Well, it's not a big deal. I give you a wrench. You're kind enough to take the wrench. And thank you. You guys don't have to do it, but it is funny because people think you're buying memberships from me because you're trying to kiss my ass, but it's we just like to see who's lurking. It's okay, dude. Clearly I'm not most people don't do membership only content anyway. So it's like, who cares if you have a membership or not? Some people do. Like I see Duty Ron. I don't know why YouTube's been like constantly putting. So like whenever I log in, the second video down is always somebody's members only video that I don't have, that I'm not a member on. Like Duty Ron's will show up, and a couple of other channels that I'm subscribed to. The second video down every time I turn YouTube on is always somebody's member live that I can't watch because I'm not a member on their channel. So I'm like, what the fuck? It's so weird. I'm like, since when did YouTube start recommending member only content? I guess they're trying to push it because they want more money. Because like if people join the memberships, it's beneficial to YouTube. They get a cut of that. I'm still hoping Perplexed CPS Toe gets a membership on Laura's. Oh my God. I don't like that in a sense because I feel like with the gifted memberships, it's like you kind of create membership, right? The whole membership thing is to have a more intimate, I guess, connection with your audience. And then it's like, so people that really want to have that are the ones that are going to pay you. But so like you might make special content just for your members. You know what I'm saying? That's different from your regular content. And you might like share more, than you would on your normal lives because you feel a little, more intimate. It's a more intimate setting. But now when they turned on the gifting shit, I don't feel like that anymore. Like I feel like, because then anybody could watch them, could get gifted a membership. So it's like, what's the point of having the memberships in a sense? I felt like the whole membership thing was like, that was like the whole thing was to get like connected to your audience, like more, I don't know. It's a little weird, but I was trying to do members only content for a while. I was like trying to like be good about it. I got to get back on it. It's just, I keep forgetting. Ooh, a whole burrito bowl. I got to eat too. We don't need to kiss each other's asses. We're way past. Yeah, right? How many years have we been friends? I love like these, some of these, trolls out there that they think like, some of the weird shit that they think, it's pretty much like Laura's brain, It's like the same like weird things, like the way she talks about mods. I'm like, dude, I've had the same mods on my channel since I've started my channel. Since my channel started. I might have added like a person here or there, but pretty much everybody that had a wrench when I started my channel still has a wrench on my channel, including NYC Urbanista, who I don't even see around anymore, but her wrench is still there. But she actually texted me, I think it was on Mother's Day, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, this was the happiest text of my life, of my Mother's Day. She like randomly texted me and was like, hey, happy Mother's Day. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, like Laura takes like wrenches so seriously. Like she really thinks that these people that have a wrench on her channel are like her slaves or something. It's so fucking weird. I'm like, dude, I honestly, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was like, I'm not fucking giving wrenches out to people. I didn't even want to give wrenches out to people because I was like, I don't want people's comments being deleted from my chat. I was like, but then I realized, I was new to this whole world, and I realized that, people come in the chat and doc, so you kind of need it for that reason. But I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if people come in here and talk shit to me. Like, let them stay. Go ahead. That's fine. So I was kind of like weirded out by it at first, but I realized you definitely, need it. Yeah, we were the chosen ones. I'm like, no, it's really just like whoever pays Laura the most money, that's who gets a wrench on her channel. It's not that special. But she's like, she really thinks like, I don't know. It's so weird. I told you the other day, she said to Queen Bee, get control over your mods. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Laura? Like, they're not like your army. I don't know. Maybe that's how you look at it. But to me, I gave wrenches to people who I was friends with. That's how people got wrenches on my channel. There's like whoever I was friendly with and talked to the most is who got wrenches on my channel. Like, it's pretty much how it worked. NY Urbanista, I talked to her privately, I gave her a wrench. B-Fergs, I talked to her, I gave her a wrench. Purple Rain, I talked to her, gave her a wrench. So, It's, and it's the same fucking people. Same people still have wrenches on my channel. Nana, I've been watching you for years, just under a different name at first. Get out of here. Oh, all right. Well, don't say what your name was then. That's so funny. We've been friends 7 years. Holy shit, really? Yeah, since 2000, what, 18? Isn't that crazy? So funny. But I'm like, I look, years ago, I felt like it took like, the drama and everything a little more seriously. Now it's just like whatever. It's like a little phase that you went through in life, and you're just like, all right, I had enough of this. Like we were saying the other day, right? The drama, the community kind of like everybody kind of went their separate ways. So it's like it's not even like a thing anymore. It's kind of sad. I made comments under that name on your grease. Oh, you know what, Nana? I think I've seen that before. I'm doing burritos tonight. Ooh. I saw KB Bell's looking for Laura's integrity. Oh, she made a new video? How come her videos never get recommended to me? What the fuck? Like, I didn't even see her community post. She made it, and I didn't see it. YouTube's weird with the mentions sometimes, too. Like, somebody will mention you, and then you won't get the notification for, like, 2 days later. It's the weirdest thing. Having a wrench for MGL ended my ever wanting a wrench ever again. She thought she owned me. Well, that's like Laura, dude. She thinks she, like, owns these fucking people. And I'm like, dude, they're just, like, people who are watching you, who you're like, hey, look, if the only thing on your requirement to be a fucking wrench on my channel is like the only thing you have to do is like if you happen to notice somebody being doxxed or like somebody saying something racist, delete it or block them. That's it. That's it. That is all I expect of you. That is absolutely it. And maybe once in a while I'll ask one of the people like, can you grab a link? But I mean, I barely do that. You know, I barely do that. Laura like makes sure these people are like sharing her link all the time. And remember, she had a mod. She didn't write it. Some other girl did, Karen something, but she had fucking a manual. And like, dude, she used to have these mod meetings, and I was like, dude, this is fucking weird. I'm sorry. I mean, I still, when I think about it, it sounds insane to me. I'm like, you have a mod meeting. I would understand if you had like a big channel, and you're having like 1,000 people in chat, and you're like, okay, I need you guys. I'm having a guest on panel. Could you, make sure that you plug this person's channel or their book or their website? That I could understand it in a situation like that. Like, what the fuck, Laura? Seriously? And when you watch her, you see what's her name? I think it's One Sly Angel, One Sly Devil. You see that person constantly dropping Laura's website, like check out Laura's web, like constantly. And I'm like, oh my God, like they're actually working for her. It's crazy. It is fucking insanity. Like she really like expects that these people in her head, she thinks she's like giving these people something, like they're like it's an honor to be a wrench on her channel, you know? It's fucking weird, dude. I'm like, dude, they're paying you. That's why I couldn't understand it. Cause like I know at a certain point in time she only gave wrenches on her channel to people who were paying her like Patreons, which I understand. A lot of people probably do that, but like she she's like having these meetings where she's like telling people what to do. And I'm like, dude, these people are paying you, Laura, not the other way around. Like, you're telling them what to do. I don't know. I just thought it was very odd, very weird, very strange. I don't do that. I don't tell people what to do. I don't expect much out of people. I'm just like, if you have a wrench and you happen to be in here, like, and you see somebody being doxxed, delete it. That's all. I mean, I don't think that's not too hard. In fact, I tell you guys not to delete most shit, right? I'll be like, don't block them. But I mean, I don't expect you to be, sharing links and all this other bullshit constantly. Like, it's crazy. You're not here to work. You're not getting paid. Like, you're just here to bullshit like everybody else. You shouldn't have to work. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Karen made a link list and I continued. It had all the creator links and PayPal links. And holy shit, are you serious? That is crazy. I mean, Laura expects that. I'm sure she tells those people, like, you need to share my website. You know, you need to put 10% off on candles, you know, or sale, whatever. I think she's giving up on the candles because we have not heard anything about them in ages. So she's given up. She's given up. Ovi, you're driving me nuts right now, my friend. I bet no one kisses her hand when she goes out. No, I'm sure. I would never let anyone here run me like a slave. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. I thought that shit was so weird when she used to be like mandatory. She literally would write in her Discord mandatory mod meeting. And I'm like, mandatory, dude? Mandatory? Oh my God. I mean, really, she like really expects these people to be in her chats every time that she's live too. And I'm like, dude, people have fucking lives, man. I don't expect somebody to sit there and babysit my fucking chat. That's so stupid. That's your job. First of all, you're a creator. That's your fucking job. Babysit your own chat if you're so worried about it. That's the problem though, is because like Laura's under, you know, she has to control everything because like you can't get a word out edgewise in her chat. If you say something negative to her, you're blocked immediately. Immediately. I mean, how many times have you guys sat in here like fucking argued with trolls and shit? Because like, why am I gonna block them? You know, they're just gonna make another account and come back. Whatever. You want to come in? Have you noticed though that since Laura has been called out as a CPS caller, the amount of trolls I get in here is almost none? Has anybody else noticed that? I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, you know, since Laura got called out, it's funny. I don't really get trolled that much anymore. Huh. And now that she's called out as a fucking troll, even less trolls. I'm late, but here's my mandatory super chat. Thank you. Now give me $10 more. Wait, you sent it through a cash app? I mean, I'm sorry. You sent it through a super chat? You should have sent a cash app. Now you need to buy candles. Go buy some candles. Be fair. Put my link in the chat. And why aren't you green, by the way? Why aren't you green? That's Laura. That's Laura. Why aren't you green? Oh my God. Cringe. I would never ask anybody that. I would never fucking ask you guys that. How embarrassing. Why aren't you green? Like, why? What she should be saying is like, thank you for being green. Oh my God. I mean, like, no, that's so embarrassing to do that, really, because you don't know what people's like financial situations are. And like to call somebody out like that and like embarrass them, like, you know, maybe they had like a hard month. You know what I'm saying? And they can't afford it, Laura. Like, why are you calling them out in front of the whole fucking chat and embarrassing them? That's so embarrassing. You're not green anymore. Being green in her chat is like wearing a fucking scarlet letter. Okay? Don't even worry about it, Sarah. It's like crazy. Crazy. Especially after someone gives you a super chat. No, that shit blew my mind. When that woman went in her chat and gave her $200. And she's like, oh, I just won. You know, I think she was at a casino. And Laura goes, oh, well, now you need to buy some candles. And I was like, what? I cannot believe she said that to somebody. I'm like, how do you say that? How? Or well, it's the same way that she's like, I need cash apps. I'm paying for a wedding. Bullshit, Laura. Prove to us that you're paying for your daughter's entire fucking wedding. There is no part of me. What the hell happened to my cigarette? It's like, I'm not getting it. Oh, there's like a hole in it, I think. Yeah, there's no part of me that believes you're paying for a fucking wedding. There's none. My mom had like, she had money, you know, not like she wasn't rich by any means. I'm just saying she had money and she didn't even offer to pay for my wedding, you know, and I didn't expect her to, but I'm just saying like, it's a lot of money, dude, for somebody. She would have helped out. I'm sure my mom would have like paid for my dress or something, but like she wasn't about to pay for a whole wedding and I wouldn't have even expected her to. Especially like not for nothing. I'm sure I was aware of my mom's financial situation, that my mom had, she had a medical condition. Say if she never got sick and she was going to live. My mom was always in like terrible fear. She had money put aside in investments and stuff, but she was like afraid for the future. Like, what if she ever, you know, couldn't work anymore? She had to survive on that money, and it wasn't like, it's not enough money to survive on for the rest of your life kind of money. She just had money put aside, and my mom was pretty good with her money and shit. So like, I knew her situation, and also she was always scared of losing her medical coverage and having to pay for her medication that she needed to live. So like, I would never expect her to take that money and use it on me, because I know her situation. you know like, I would never have expected my mom to pay for a big wedding for me. That's crazy. She wasn't rich like that at all. She had a little nest egg, put aside, and it was nice that she had that. But like, it wasn't like, it didn't make her rich. It didn't mean she could just go around and shit money out. She was made out of money. It was her nest egg for her retirement when she got older. And I wouldn't expect her to dip into that for a wedding, for a fucking wedding, like, that's crazy. But, I mean, in this situation, knowing that Laura's a broke, struggling single mom, do you really think her kid seems like a very sensible, good kid? Okay, do you really think she's expecting her mother to pay for an entire fucking wedding? Because I don't. I don't think that. I think that kid knows, hey, my mom's struggling. Okay, she's fucking babysitting and painting houses just to get by right now. She's not paying for a wedding. Come on. I don't even think her kid would ever expect that to happen. Realistically, nobody's gonna know better her situation than her kids. I mean, come on. So do you really think her daughter believes that she's paying for a wedding? Come on. Like, I'm not, buy her dress or something, yeah, but you're not paying for the fucking DJ and the limos and, the food and the venue and the photographer, the videographer, whatever else you have. Come on, Laura. You really want us to believe that you're paying for all this out of your pocket? Okay. The person who has $100,000 supposedly in student loan debt, who was just about to claim bankruptcy, like 3 months ago? You were talking about claiming bankruptcy, and now all of a sudden you're like, I'm paying for a wedding. I mean, she just said this the other day. She's like, oh, I need cash apps. I'm paying for a wedding. And I'm like, bullshit, you are. Bullshit. You were just literally like 2 months ago saying that you're claiming bankruptcy because you have so much medical debt, right? And student loan debt. And meanwhile, medical debt not part of bankruptcy, but whatever. But now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe you're paying for an entire wedding. Okay. You just said also that your car's leaking oil. You clearly haven't fixed that. Like, that's not a good sign, dude. That's the one fluid you want to keep in your car, because when your car's leaking oil, and once it all leaks out, your engine's going to seize. It's just going to stop working. It needs the oil to work. I don't know if you understand that. It's probably something you should get looked at, but you're paying for a wedding, right? Okay. Just a photographer is $4,000. That's not even touching the service. I sincerely think she forgets the shit that she says on here, that she shares, So then you like sit back and you look at it. I'm like, you're begging for money because you're paying for a wedding, but you just said you were claiming bankruptcy. Like, it's very confusing, It's like, what? You just were saying that you're filing for bankruptcy. Now you're paying for a wedding. Okay. How is that even possible? Uzi 1234. I don't know who you are, so why would I give you a link? My cousin was a florist and a caterer. She did my wedding. Ooh, that's nice. If a bitch has a duct taping her car, duct taping her car, what's that tell you? Exactly. Exactly. And I think you would need to do a little more than babysitting to get, money to pay for a wedding. But what do I know? What do I like? You're not even gonna make enough money in a year, right? To save up. You would have had to start saving up years ago to pay for a wedding. That's like tens of thousands of dollars, dude. So unless you just have that sitting in a bank account somewhere, like you want us to believe that you're gonna get a job and pay for a wedding in 1 year, you're gonna put $10,000 more aside, 20,000. I don't know what the average wedding costs. I know on Long Island, it's well over $25,000. I'm sure nowadays it's probably around 50, with the way prices of everything have doubled, right? So I'm sure in Alabama, you're looking at least $20,000, if even, if not more. I mean, she was in the music industry and designed the candles. The best was she's like, oh, I'm making the centerpieces for something. I don't know what she said. Maybe the wedding. I don't know. And then it sounded like her daughter was nervous about it. She's like, no, I'll go live and I'll show you. Like whatever she said, I was like, it sounds like, she's like, what are you doing exactly? I mean, look, it's nice that she's like trying to help in the ways that she can, right? Whether, it's going to come out good or not, that's questionable, but it's fine that, she's trying to help and contribute, because obviously we all know she's not, contributing financially. So if making the centerpieces is the way that she can contribute, that's fine. But she sounded nervous. That's all. The way she explained it. I'm like, I don't know if I would like task you with that job, but I don't know what else are you going to have her do though, to like, what I'm saying? Help out. Like, I don't know. Go to Vegas and put wedding money towards the house. That's what I say. Fuck the wedding. Fuck that. I mean, look, weddings are nice. They are. But it's just, when you think about the amount of money that is put into it, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And nobody should feel pressured to have a huge wedding, you know? Or that their marriage isn't legit if they don't have a, fucking big production. Like, some people really want it, and that's great. Like, if you have the money to do it, go for it. But like, my cousin, her mom paid for her wedding, like her whole entire wedding, but they had the money to do it. Her mom had an inheritance and she was able to afford it, so she paid for the wedding, which was cool. She had a fucking really awesome wedding. you know I didn't have that. I was like, we would have had to save up. I probably still would have been saving up for my wedding. Like, it was just like, it's just not happening. Then I got pregnant. I was like, it's never happening. We have a house, we have a kid. What do we need a wedding for? Like, honestly, it would have been nice to have, like, we had an engagement party, so it was nice that we had a big party celebrating us, and with our family and everything. So it was kind of like our wedding in a sense. Same shit. We had fun. DJ was there. It was a good time. So I don't know. It is nice to have the pictures and all that shit, but whatever. It's one day. And when you think about all the shit that goes into like one day of your life, right? A couple of hours of your life, you're like, oh, wow. And like, I was watching this video the other day. This girl was covering, and like, she was talking about how the wedding culture online, all these people that have like tons of money, and they're showing like, it's like destination weddings and like how costly it's getting just to even be in a friend's wedding. Like, you have to buy a dress and then you have to give a gift, and it's just like and then they expect you to go on these bachelorette parties, and a lot of them are like, oh, I'm going down to Miami, so it's like, now you got to pay to go to Miami for a bachelorette weekend. It's not even like a bachelorette party one night. It's like a whole weekend, event. And it's like, these people are like not thinking, like, dude, like, you're asking people for a lot just for your wedding, right? You're asking them to not only come to your wedding, that they have to give you a gift, but now you're asking them to spend all this other money on shit. Like, yeah, you're gonna have fun too, but like, what if you're not in the market to fucking go to like a destination, for a week for a bachelorette party? Like, that's crazy. I got married, we were both 19, and we paid for our wedding. See? A lot of people pay for their own weddings. We were just like, I mean, I got pregnant the week before my fucking engagement party. That's when I found out I was pregnant. So, we were like, I was like all for it. Look, I was all in. I was like, we're gonna figure it out. Like, we'll figure it out. We're gonna have a wedding. I was like all ready to start planning a wedding. And then once I got pregnant, I was like, this is not happening. My husband wasn't into the wedding. Like, he's like, he wasn't into like the whole big party because probably wasn't into spending the money. We already had the house. He's already paying a mortgage. It's like he didn't want to pay for one day. It really is. When you think about it, you're like, it's one day, dude. It's one day of your life. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, the end result is going to be, you're going to be married. So like, it doesn't matter where you get married. And I wouldn't change the way shit went down in my life for anything. Like, I'm glad things happened the way they did. So I didn't waste, all that money. I feel like if I would have wasted that amount of money, I would have been like, what the fuck was I thinking? Wasting like whatever, $30,000 on a fucking party. Like, I feel like that would have been my thought afterwards. And you never make your money back, like from gifts and shit like that. So you're saying you don't think Laura can sell $20,000 worth of fax weighing mouth wax? What did I just say? Fax weighing mouth. Oh my god, wax treatment. Oh my god, I can't talk. Fang wax melts. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my god, I'm losing it. Wax wing melts. Where the fuck did I get that from? Dude, I haven't had a good belly laugh in a long time. The other night, I swear to God, I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I was crying. Even when I think about it, I'm laughing. There was this video that popped up, right? It was fucking. I don't know why I see a lot of videos like this that people make about Trump farting. And it was in one of those like AI robot voices that's like super serious sounding. And it was so funny. I guess there's like some rumor going around that like Trump shits his pants and wears diapers. I don't know. But it was so fucking funny, this video, because the voice, I don't know, whatever it was, between the voice and like what he was saying, and then like zooming in on people's faces around Trump that look like they're like, it's just really funny. It was like, even what's the wife's name? Holy shit. Melania notices that there's a foul odor. And you see her face like, ugh, like she looks disgusted. Like he's like next to other world leaders, and you see them like looking to the side. It was so funny. It probably doesn't sound that funny, but it really was. I'm like 5 years old when it comes to like farts and shit. So I was fucking dying. I was laughing so hard I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, this is so funny. I'm like, why would you make this video? Like, but it was funny because like it was kind of like, oh wait, maybe this person has a point. Like when they zoom in, like the people's faces they definitely look like something's going on. Like they're smelling something. Ah, I was like, this is so funny. But yeah, like it's a real thing that I hear even like political commentators talking about that, like allegedly he smells something, I don't know, or he has like a shit problem, incontinence, whatever they call it, where he can't hold his shit in. But I was laughing so fucking. I'm sorry, I'm like 5 years old. I don't think I've laughed that hard in like a long time. It was really funny. I was like up late. I was like all by myself, and I'm sitting here cracking up in my living room over this fart video. He does kind of look like he smells. Does he like ever change his suit? Or like, does he have like a closet that's just filled with like navy blue suits, white, shirts, button up shirts, and then like a red tie, and then like nothing else? Like, it's like one of those things, almost like he's like a character, like a cartoon character. He's always wearing the same thing. Like Marge Simpson has the same clothes on all the time. It's like that. It's like every time you see him, it looks like he's wearing the same suit. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, I feel like he always has the fucking red tie on and a fucking like navy blue suit with a white shirt. Like he never like changes it up. Like puts on like a striped shirt or like, and his suits are like so badly tailored. They're like they look the fit of them look the way that they used to fit in the 80s when I saw men used to wear more baggier looking suits, you know, they look like they're from like the 80s. Like they don't look like modern day suits. Although suits haven't changed all that much, they have in a sense where they're more tailored now. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen like, you know, celebrities, you know, at the Oscars and shit, and the way that their suits are tailored to their bodies, you know. His always look like baggy, like they don't fit right. Biden's a hair sniffer. Oh my god. Well, you know what? I'd rather have a hair sniffer for president than a freaking pedophile protector, huh. Or a possible pedophile himself. Could we just get a youngster, like someone under 80? Yeah, that's what I would like. How about somebody in like their 60s? You know, that seems young to me at this point in time. Biden was way too old. Trump is losing his fucking mind, you know. I'm sorry, there should be like an age limit on the presidency. Like once you hit 80, that's it. You know? Really, I mean, it doesn't even matter how healthy you are. Science shows that your brain starts to deteriorate no matter how healthy you are, right? Your memory starts going. It doesn't matter how great shape you're in. You're going to have problems. So, I don't know. I just don't think it's there has to be an age gap, you know, and a cap, sorry, not a gap, an age cap on the presidency at this point. It's like crazy. And then he's talking about like trying to circumvent the Constitution and run for a third term. How old is he now? He's like 78 or 79, right? Or no, is he 80? This is his first year of presidency. I think Biden's the same age as my dad, right? My dad would be the same age. He was born 1942. I think Trump was born 44. He's 2 years younger than Biden, I think, right? So he's got to be in his 80s, I think. There should be an age limit and term limits for the rest of them. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to fight with anyone on politics. We all have our own views, but I honestly don't see the difference no matter who's in office, just my opinion. The only difference I see is that there's a clown show going on right now. Like we have a president who's like on social media posting videos about AI videos like he's a teenager of like other presidents being arrested, and he writes all this crazy conspiracy shit everywhere. Like, I mean, well, the other difference is like, you know, the ICE raids and all this other shit that's going on. I mean, there's definitely a difference. Do I see him personally in my town? No, but I see on the news, you know. So yeah, there's a definite difference. Oh, all right. So he's 79, right? So we're still in his first. Is he turning 80 this year? Or is he turning 80 next year? Either way, he's going to be into his mid 80s almost, right? When this presidency ends. So you're talking, I mean, that's old. So then another 4 years on top of that, he's going to be almost 90 years old. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. So, I mean, ugh. His birthday was in June. Oh, all right. So he turned 79 this year. All right. So he'll be 80 and then, all right, 80, 90. And my dad was old for having a kid because he had me a lot later in his. My dad was almost 40 when my mom had me, so he was in his like late 30s. Well, he was considered old. I feel like our parents, a lot of us were like, our parents were like in their early 20s when they got married and had us. And I feel like Gen X and especially millennial generation, or the Zennials, I'll say, who are like between Gen X and millennials, which I fall into that. We were like, fuck no, I'm not fucking get married in my 20s. I'm going to live at home as long as I can. Okay. I'm going to go to school forever so I don't have to fucking get a job. And then I'm going to go out and party for a good decade, and then I'll get married. That's how we rolled. I mean, I was like 30. How old was I when I had Jesse? Oh my God, I can't remember. I was in my 30s. I know that. Early 30s. My mom had me, I think she was like 24. She was young. No, I think she had my brother at 24. So she was like 25 or no, 24. Oh, she's like 26 or 27 when she was pregnant with me. Which, like, when I look back, I'm like, I was not fucking mature enough to have a kid at 26, like, and be married. Oh, hey, why is there two of me? I disappeared because I was getting a phone call. Getting a phone. Why is there two of me on the screen? I'm so confused. And my husband's calling, so, um, I turned my phone on airplane mode because I was like, if I don't answer his call, my son's gonna call, and then they're gonna tag team call me 100 times until I answer. That's how it usually works. If I don't answer, they'll one of the two of them will just like keep calling. They'll bombard me with phone calls. So they're on their way home. So I gotta get a have them pick up dinner. I'm waiting to see who's going to replace all the farm workers who've been rounded up by fake ICE, aka Proud Boys. Oh my God. Well, that's why the prices are gonna go up. Because if there's nobody working on the farms, then the prices are gonna go up of the food that comes from the farms because it's gonna be harder for them to collect it. Did you guys see, or even grow it? Did you guys see the video of the young man in Florida get pulled over for not having his lights on during rain? They punched and hit him for no reason. And incidentally, he's black. No surprise. Ooh, no, I never saw that. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. I was 30 and 42 with my spawn. 42? Sarah, are you fucking crazy? My cousin had her younger son. She was 40. She just turned 40 that year. And she kept like telling me, she's like, have another kid. I'm like, no. I was like, dude, no. I mean, if I was gonna have another kid, it would have been probably around 2014 or 15, right? I wanted to wait a few years after, Jesse was a handful when he was a baby, but I was like, oh, I'm not having a, baby at 40. No, I'm not doing that. The only reason why I say that is because my dad was so much older than like my friends' parents. You know, I have a niece that's 2 years younger than me, right? And as a kid, it always bothered me because I always felt like, is my dad gonna die? Like earlier because he's so much older than everybody. Like it was always like a fear. And well, he did. He ended up dying pretty young. But I mean, he was in his 60s. But that was just always a fear because he was so much older. Plus, there was also a really weird. I don't know. I felt like there was always like a really big generation gap. Like my mom was a little more understanding where my dad was, and it could have just been his personality too. But my parents were 12 years apart from each other, so like a lot of my friends' parents are like younger than my mom and or around her age, and my dad was like 12 years older than most of my friends' parents. So it was always like, it was almost like my dad was like my grandfather's age. Like it always felt like he was closer to being like my grandfather's age than he was to like, my mom's age. It was weird. But, I don't know. It's just like always a fear. So like I never wanted to like have a kid older like that because I don't want my kid to be scared that he's gonna be like alone, I don't know. It's a weird thing. But I always just felt like my dad had he just came from such a different era than my mom even. My mom was like a hippie. She grew up during that era. And my dad was, by that time, he was already, married and had children and everything. So like he was like from the old school, like my grandfather. He like was more like my grandfather. I don't mean in age. I mean like in the way he was. You know how like generations are just different? There's a big gap. That's a whole decade between them. And there was a big generational gap between my parents, even where, my dad's views on things and, certain things was much different from my mom's because he was older and just came from a different time, like grew up in a different era, I guess. So definitely, I just didn't like once I past 35 and didn't have another kid, I was like, forget it. I'm not having another kid at 30, over 35. Because then, like, I start thinking in my head, oh, when they're 20, I'm going to be, this age. And I'm like, that's old, like, so I do wish I had another kid just because, like, I wish Jesse, I don't want, like, he doesn't have a sibling. And I always feel bad, I do. I feel bad sometimes. I'm like, he doesn't have a sibling. And I really always wanted a daughter. But it's too late now. I'm not having another kid at 44. Hell no. Hell no. Like my cousin, she did it. And I feel like as you get older, you just like don't have the same patience. And maybe that was part of the problem with my dad too. He already had 2 kids. He raised 2 kids that were now adults. And then he had 2 more kids, like little kids, babies, and you lose your patience as you get older. I feel it's harder to run after a toddler and, take care of a kid as you get older and older. So I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was right. Like I would have liked to have another kid around the time my mom got sick. And then when she got sick, I was like, I'm not getting pregnant now, and then it just never happened. And to be honest, we probably couldn't even afford another kid. Well, definitely couldn't. Not now with Jesse playing hockey, but even back then it was, a struggle. So my parents were 33 and 35 when they had me. That's not old, but older for the time. Yeah, well, right. Because a lot of our parents were like in their 20s, right? Like all my friends' parents, everybody I know, even my aunts, my uncles, they were all like 19, 20 when they got married. Like, what? Those freaking baby boomers. They got married really young. And I guess that's why the divorce rate was so fucking high back then, right? Because, I don't know. I just don't feel like you're even mature enough. One of my cousins, I remember she was getting married. She was like, I felt like she was too young. She was like 26 or 25 or something. And I'm like, girl, like you're getting married now? Because I'm like, shit, that was like the best time in my life was when I was 25. I was fucking sowing my wild oats. But you know what I'm saying? Like I was like that's so young. I don't know. I still felt like she was like kind of immature for that, but because it's really not that common for people to get married in their 20s anymore. Maybe their later 20s, like 28, but like getting married at like 21, like, dude, you're still a fucking kid. I'm sorry. You're a kid at that age. You have so much growing to do. And like, you're not even in the real world yet at that age. You think you are, but you're like, you're not, you're just not. So I don't know, like mentally, I'm saying, I feel like your maturity, like, I don't know, I feel like you don't fully mature until you're like 25, 26. And I said, definitely think men take a little longer to mature. So I got married at 19. Stupid. Almost everybody I know that got married young is divorced. So like, I just don't think I don't know. I don't think it's the best idea. It's like you got to live a little bit of life, right? You live your whole life in high school where you're dependent on your friends, right? Whatever. And your parents and everything. You go to college, I feel like you really need to live a little life as an adult, you know, outside of school, get a little experience under your wings. You know what I'm saying? Meet new people and then decide when you want to get married. I mean, I think around 28, that was when I got to the point where I was like, all right, dude, like I need to settle down. You know, I had my fun. I dated. I did this, that, and the other thing. Time to like settle down. That's when I started feeling like I was getting ready to, you know, get married. But like, I don't know, 21, I don't think I would have got married. I don't know. I didn't feel mature enough. I didn't feel the guys my age were mature enough for marriage. You know, I might have been, but I don't know if the guys were. I couldn't agree more. Getting married at 19 or 20, not judging anyone, but I think it's way too young. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, we're supposed to learn from the generations before us, right? And I feel like if you look at the baby boomer divorce rate, it's pretty high. I think it's like 50% of all, you know, baby boomers are divorced. I mean, even in my own family, my mom's siblings, right? 2 out of 6 are divorced. You know, my dad was divorced. Like there's a lot of divorce. So I don't know. You know, maybe our generation, I don't know what the divorce rate is now. It might be just as high, but I just feel like a lot of, you know, almost everybody I know, even like, well, my best friend, she got married young. And I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my God, you're getting married. Like, I was like, dude, like we're only like, we just graduated high school like 4 years ago. You're getting married. But, you know, she felt like she was ready. She's still happily married. But I was like, oh my God, you're so young. Did y'all see Laura bought a house? She's finally a homeowner. How? How did Laura buy a house? What? No, I didn't see that. Did she buy that little ramshackle shack on the side of the road? That little fucking uh place she was looking at to like open her candle boutique or whatever that was like falling apart. It looked like if you would have like blew it, the fucking place would have just fell into a pile. Or are you talking about her post where she's bragging about living in an upper class neighborhood? An upper class neighborhood. She bought a house with her super chat. Well, that's funny because she's paying for a wedding too, so that'd be amazing. Laura doesn't have credit to buy a house. Yeah, right? There's no way she bought a house. No way. No, there's no way. She was just about to claim bankruptcy like a month ago. How the fuck would she buy a house? Does she have a down payment for that? Probably a bounce house. Maybe she bought like a dollhouse. Is that what you're trying to say? Or like a fucking Playmobil house, maybe? Or Lego house? That I'll believe. Or maybe like a little Christmas village house. Did she buy one of those? I don't believe she bought an actual house, like a property. She can't even make rent. Yeah, exactly. A bounce house. What would Laura do for a down payment? I don't know. She has, what's her collateral? I mean, shit. I mean, I can't buy a house either, but I'm just saying, like, fuck. Maybe, but I'm realistic with my life. The Barbie dream house. Maybe that's what she got. Georgia, are you going to answer us? Because I got to get off here in a couple of seconds. So, traded a house for chicken drumsticks. Aquarium, decorating it with rocks. Yes? What do you mean, yes? That's not any. Who are you saying yes to? We don't know who you're answering. Try again. She used burger candles and fang wax melts. All right, at least I said it right that time. For her down payment. What now? Sit down. Ugh. She bought a little house she wanted for her business. Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe that shit. I do not believe that shit. Is she even like at a point where she's ready to move into a fucking little house for her business? The one she drove by and showed us. Wow. Where did she get the money for that shit? Somebody gave it to her then. Oh my God. Did she con one of her Patreons into this shit? Like financing a house for her? Ugh. Stop it, girl. Stop. Are you like yanking our fucking crank over here? Oh my God. That house needs like about another. That house actually looks like it needed to just be fucking knocked down to the ground and rebuilt from the ground up. Oh my God. She can't even afford commercial rent, much less buy something. Well, I wish her the best of luck in her shack. I can't wait to see how she decorates it. Is she going to paint the ceilings pink and paint around the furniture? Because she can't move it. Oh my God. Ah. Made out of crackers. Maybe she brought a gingerbread house. I swear. Oh my God. I don't believe it. She conned somebody. And whoever that poor soul is, I feel bad. I feel really bad. She's going to fix it up using her carpentry skills. Laura's going to put a new roof on it. She's going to fucking build a porch. Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. All right, well, anyway, I'd love to keep sitting here and laughing at Laura in her fucking shack, her ramshackle little house on the fucking highway, but I gotta eat. I'm starving. And yeah, all right, well, that's funny. Suck a pussy. Whoa, girl. Whoa. Why are you talking? Why are you talking like that? Laura stays trolling out. She ain't fucking buying no house. I would die though if she did. Why the fuck would we want her CPS to take a link? No thanks. Who's saying that? Pin a link so she can hop on panel with you. No, we're good. All right. Ew, suck your doll's clit. That's Laura. That has to be Laura. Trolling is Georgia, dude. Nobody says that disgusting word ever. Like nobody. Ugh, I don't even like that word. It's such a horrible word. It's like saying moist. Ugh. Yuck. All right. Anyway, that was entertaining. Thanks for the entertainment, Laura. Is that your Rachel account? All right. Fucking idiot. Anyway, obviously whoever it is, if it's not Laura, then they're obviously not friends with her. Because I mean, really, you're joking about her buying a fucking house. Like, come on, girl. You didn't think that was gonna cause everybody to rip on her? These people do her no favors. The people that try to stick up for her, they actually fucking make it worse for her, and it's really funny because they'll come in and say stupid shit like that, which just causes everybody to fucking rip on her ass. Oh my goodness. Said some nasty things about me. Well, I don't know if that's the actual Georgia, so if somebody could grab the link, please. See, put my mods to work. Grab the link. Next time you come back, you all better be green or else. All right. I'm really getting off of here this time. But it was lovely talking to you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.